Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
I don't know where you want to start, but let's start. We got Dallas here.
I'm here.
Jake is dead. I mean, you want to talk about being dead? Jake's dead.
Good Lord.
He's in bed with a 102 fever. We have Joey here. And then, Dallas, you are just absolutely flanked by Jays right now because today, actually, you know what? We promised this on Thursday, but Dallas had a day game and we were recording for like 40 minutes with Dallas. I was like, we need to get the whole crew. So today, we welcome a very special friend. Not a guest. This is not a guest. We're welcoming a very special friend. World Series champion, two-time World Series champion, Jonny Gomes.
What an honor.
Yeah.
I mean, to start off my week with these alpha males right here. I got a lot on my mind. I can't promise it's all positive. I can't. But man, love being on the show. Love what you guys are doing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Actually, I love that bat rack behind you. I'm stealing that idea currently. Like we're working on doing the bat rack here as well. Are you using what kind of camera are you using?
Oh, this is just your standard iMac.
It looks like a legit camera.
Is that a new one? That's a new Mac.
Yeah, it's the new Mac. Yeah, it's the new Mac. But up here, you can't see. I got this majestic circle. I think like selfie world light.
That's called ring light.
Yeah, ring light, if you will. It's just,
if you will.
It's just throwing down greatness right here.
Love that.
It's actually got a dim if I get in a jam, you know. I mean, I can lighten it up. If I'm too much for you, let me know.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
You look great, feel great, you sound great. Do you feel great?
I do.
Look at this guy.
Oh.
Look at this guy.
This is 40. This is 42. This could take pension this year. Think about it.
Those aren't stock. Those aren't stock. You're not getting those on aisle 6.
Yeah. And we're getting ready to take these.
Heyo.
To go hit homers.
Yeah.
I love that.
Where are you going?
Right?
London?
Yes. London.
Yeah, because you are a part of, and this is really cool. And you know what? And look, Gomer, let's be real. There's a guy or two who's hit a few more home runs in their career than somebody like you. What there's not many more guys, if any, who love the fucking game the way you do and are willing to do the things you're willing to do on a baseball field, in a batting cage, to draw attention to the game, to show the fun that you can have playing the game, playing little games within the game. You're going to go fucking, I mean, can we just take stock of this for 2 seconds, okay? Of where you're at. Be where your feet are. Well, let's be here. We're celebrating you going and getting an international hall pass to go bludgeon fucking baseballs. How sweet is that, dude? How fucking sweet is that?
I'm biased because I'm in the arena on this one, but the platform, the outlay of this thing, it's gonna catch. It's so rad. It's like home run derby, right? So you got the skill factor and the home runs and all this stuff. There's going to be fucking targets out there and balloons and all this shit. So now it's kind of like top golf-ish, you know? It's going to be, you know, if you're not hitting, you're on defense. So there will some more skills out there and kind of like a dodgeball setup. So now we got home run derby, dodgeball, top golf. And what they're doing is they're dropping this platform in the middle of an existing event. So you got an event with the Home Run Derby X right in the middle of, I think it's called the Wind Festival. It's one of the biggest music festivals in the world. Oh, wow. You know, headlined by like Cardi B, Marshmallow Man, like all these people. So it's like the Home Run Derby dropped right in the middle of a modern day
Who the
Woodstock.
Fuck is Marshmallow Man?
Marshmallow, bro. He's an EDM guy.
Yeah.
Jared.
Oh. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, I knew that.
You locked me up by not knowing who that is. Jesus. Paw Patrol, SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know which way to go. I think we should know that guy.
Add that to the list. Add that to the list. Who else is rolling with you?
So I got Sweet Swinging Nicklicious. Sweet Swinging. Swish-a-lish. Agon. He's going to be representing the Dodgers. And Gio Soto.
That's actually funny that Adrian Gonzalez is representing the Dodgers. Like of all the teams he played for, that one's the most forgettable. Also,
I got the Sox, so he can't have it.
Yeah. I feel like you were the no-brainer decision for representing the Red Sox. But there's also like other people that are playing in this thing or like How did Paige Halstead get involved with the Red Sox? Is she even from the East Coast?
Recruited by John Gomes.
Because she's in the Eric Sim tree, who's Eric Sim is your guy.
Yep.
And Sim has made content with Paige. So that makes sense. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what is her role going to be?
So each one of the teams is going to have a softball player as well. So you got 3 people on your team. You got the alumni dude.
That's
you got a softball player. And then your third person is going to be like a content creator, someone who's from the area. And the 3 spots right now are London, Seoul, South Korea, and Mexico City. So someone who's
got it. Let me know if you need a list of Red Sox content creators that are from the area. I know some, yeah.
From London, Carrabis, from London.
Oh, they have to be from London?
Yeah, and from Seoul,
I actually
South
do
Korea.
know for people from like there are Red Sox content creators in London. I've been on their podcast before.
Did you go over there for the Sox
No,
Yankees?
we were supposed to. And then we booked it so last minute that the travel was going to be like $20,000.
Yeah.
So we were originally going to do it. And then they were like, yeah, it's going to run about $20K just to get boots on the ground. We're like, all right, sick. Let's pass.
Budget buster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm super stoked about it. I was actually to like MLB. I was like, how'd you guys get to me? Like, what a great fucking opportunity to travel the world and hit homers.
Yeah. That's part of why I said what I said is because it's understood that you can have fun with what you're going to be doing and you're going to have fun doing it. People are going to see that. That's how you sell the product. That's how you sell the game is people who enjoy either doing it while or having fun while they're doing it or while they're watching it and talking about it, whatever it is. Are you having fun? Can you fucking sell this thing?
Yeah.
Then let's do it.
I'm on board. I'm on board with the mission, man. Spreading the game, getting the game global, getting more eyes, getting more opportunities for the active players, selling more jerseys, doing all that. I mean, I'm on board with what the mission is. So I'll pour my big swings into it.
Joey, did you know what the Marshmallow Man was? Yeah, you didn't really say anything, so I feel like you just were trying to be like, don't choose me.
Marshmallow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
All right. Jay, can you cut that?
Yeah, got it.
Thank you.
He's setting you up. He's setting you up, Joe House.
I don't even.
Nah, it's cut.
Well, I don't even know what happened right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look at 29 million. That's more than me.
That's what I mean.
I don't know. There's 30 million people know who he is.
Yeah. Well, 29.
29 and a hook.
He's a million people shy of being able to say 30. That's a lot of people.
Starts with you, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely check it out. For sure. Miguel Cabrera. 3,000 hits. Congratulations.
Hey.
That's a legend right there. That's a Hall of Famer. Did he get that 600th double too, or no? He's still on 599.
Still on 599. Actually, you know what? I said this on the broadcast, and I'll say it again here. How many hits does he have as we sit right now? Now, in this moment.
301, I think.
Yeah, 3001.
Yep.
So Gomi, it's fair to say, and I'm not.
He 3002.
I'm not stretching the truth when I say this.
He couldn't have done this without you.
You're damn right. He would not be where he's at right now if it wasn't for me.
That's true.
You 3 is my witness. If it wasn't for Dallas, Braden, Miguel Cabrera, as we sit today, is not anywhere near 3,000. I mean, he's near 3,000 hits, but he's not over the limit.
He's not over the limit without
he's
Dallas
not
Braden.
So,
So congratulations to you too, Dallas.
absolutely.
This accomplishment belongs to you too.
It's ours. I didn't want to steal the
It's ours.
But I mean, he's done a lot of the work here, if we're being honest.
Yeah, he put in the time, but I mean, you helped guide him.
That's it.
You had to hold his
field.
hand
Several
to the
times.
finish line of 3,000 hits.
He made it. Go. Did you ever watch that dude up close? Like, how many guys were you maybe just hanging around to watch take a round in the cage? Like, not in the cage, but on the field. Or maybe you're in the cage watching guys work for whatever reason. You're bullshitting, saying what's up to fellas.
We can go back to 2003. That's when we were both in Double-A. And I remember, in the leaderboards, it was myself and actually it was Rick Ankiel for the home runs, during that league. And, I knew who that dude was, but I was like, who's this Miguel Cabrera guy? And then we roll into the Mudcats and I was so excited just to take it in and see what he was all about. And what stuck out to me the most, obviously the talent and all this stuff, but he'd hit a double and there'd be this huge Mickey Mouse smile on his face. Like he was just having so much fun just playing the game. Right. And then that year he shows up against Roger Clemens. He was hitting tanks to dead center later in the postseason. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he was just winding up that load. It's kind of iconic to like a Manny Ramirez on the right side. When you see it like in a shadow, you can be like, oh, that's Miggy.
Dude, I was silhouetted like who it is.
Yeah, but I just remember this dude. I mean, he'd get a hit and he would just smile and so happy. And I was like, yeah, this dude's it. This dude's gonna be it.
Yeah,
that's 03, and now we're in freaking 22, and this dude's still waffling balls.
Well, that whole at bat against Clemens, I mean. It was just iconic, and you saw what the future was going to hold, like in a lot of ways, right? Like the attitude, the fuck you, I'm not backing down. Like we're both on the same field here. Right. You saw that, and then you saw the actual physical talent unfold shortly thereafter. Right. Shortly after getting his tower buzzed, he just fucking pops one and is staring down like possibly the greatest right-handed pitcher of all time.
Yeah, I mean, not to be, I don't know what we're diagnosing some of this stuff at, but I mean, this dude's literally looking Roger Clemens in the eye and saying, just come to daddy. And then fast forward till today, there's people vomiting on the field. They're so nervous. That's some complete fucking separation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what the vomiting was from, but there's a difference.
It's like those shark. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
What? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something.
I saw the clip. I saw he yacked and they took him like an inning to clean it up. Luscious Fox. Shout out to Luscious Fox.
Shout out to Luscious.
No one's talking about him. First
Luscious,
he threw up on the field before
Luscious
his first
lose the
hit.
lunch.
I feel like that's happening more nowadays. I mean,
Alex, have you ever vomited at work?
No, not due to nervousness. I could
Jared,
say that.
next, please. Mid work. Camera red light is on.
Oh no. No.
No?
No, I don't get nervous.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. I make people nervous.
Oh, hey, easy. Joe, midstream, mid camera, like you got the YouTube up and rolling. You got the camera on. I mean, you're not live, but you're recording. You ever just had to fucking
Probably, bro. Sometimes I get when I eat food, I get it kind of stuck in my throat. I have bad, I have weird digestive things sometimes. So
you getting emotional about it?
Yeah. So sometimes, I throw up more than most people, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's where Jake's at right now.
Yeah, Jake's probably.
Yeah, we're probably not helping the Jake situation as we speak. Johnny, our producer Jake, who is usually on screen and throwing takes out there. he's got a 102 burner right now, and he's trying to just tough it out. But yeah, Jake will usually be in the mix. Also, Dallas, I wanted to ask you, and be honest. Don't lie. Don't try and pull the tough guy thing here. Just be honest with us. It's just five friends just having a little baseball chat.
Jared, I don't want to be anything. Sorry, go ahead.
When you face a guy like Miguel Cabrera,
own him.
does it feel different when someone like that steps in the batter's box?
Oh, dude, you've heard me say this about Miguel Cabrera, is that this is a person that you just feel. And Johnny, you can speak to this as a hitter with guys who have mound presence or just a sizable figure. But he fills up the batter's box. He steps into the batter's box and he takes up the whole damn thing. And you can physically feel him between you. You can feel the energy he's creating from the batter's box out on the mound. And that's just it's like, with his little bat waggle, it's like you can almost feel that breeze out there. Like you can't, but you can, because that's how locked in and in tune with everything that's going on around you are. And when that dude walks in, it's an air of greatness and it's an air of strength, like all in this ball of energy, this big fucking ball, this boulder of energy, really. And then it just like uncorks with a bullet to right center. And you're like, fuck. You're like, did I survive that? Did it stay in the park? Did I survive that? Okay. All right.
I'll tell you, he has this style too, that like he'll kill you with kindness, right? He's kind of just this big bubbly personality. He'll do this huge meet and greet with the catcher and the umpire, and he'll tip his hat to you as the pitcher, look around like he just kind of doesn't know where he is. And then whack, like, like almost you think maybe he's taking the first pitch or something. And then, he's the dude that, I do have an inning in the show, but you just hope no one's on base because they're, he's the fucking bus driver, man. He's getting the kids home safe every single fucking time. Undebatable.
That's it. Like he's the reference point for, I just used this comparison the other day. A hole open on the field on the right side, and you got runners in scoring position. Well, like Miggy's going to shoot the hole. Instead of trying to get big, which he can do, you make the mistake, he's going to cripple you, no doubt. But like chips are down, this dude will cut the swing down and shoot the hole and just kind of leave you standing there like, damn, dude, like I could feel how easy that was.
Yep.
It makes you feel naked.
How about the Yanks intentionally walking him? Where does that land on the Bush League meter?
Intentionally walking him because he couldn't so he doesn't get to
3,000.
Yeah,
see that?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to win the game. I'm cool with that.
It was 3-0.
Blowout.
Yeah. No.
Miguel Cabrera is objectively, let's say he's listed at 39. Let's say he's a little bit older than that. You're walking Miguel Cabrera right now, and his 730. All due respect to Miguel Cabrera, but he's 39 years old. He's got a 739 OPS. You really need to walk him in front of a home crowd when he's sitting on 2,999 hits. That feels a little like fuck you to the crowd more than like let's win a ball game.
Yeah, that's a good point. But they didn't want it on their turf, right? So, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have walked. I'm not too hung up over it, tell you the truth. I think there's some other stuff going on right now. I'd rather talk about that slide into home plate in San Diego where that ruffled some feathers.
So where are you at on that? Let's hear that. I'd love to hear that.
Which one?
Are you talking about the Voit slide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw some stuff on the morning after, and it was just like, oh, friggin' da-da-da. Fam wants to fight the dude in that slide. And then I saw the slide, and I instantly thought, like, that wasn't it. Like, where's the other clip? Where's the slide that's an issue?
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the first one that sparked something. But then, like, where's the other ones? I mean, let's go back just like 10 years in the game. We don't have to go too far back. I mean, you were trying to yard sale the catcher, and that was the way to slide. You were trying to yard sale the shortstop, and by changing those rules, it didn't save our game. You know, it was just too many feelings involved.
Yeah. It created a whole lot of the mechanics of the game have changed. I just watched Sean Murphy yesterday get called on an interference call at home plate in which he actually backed up to give, quote unquote, a lane. But what you understand about that rule at home plate is when you got the catcher's legs spread, you would think being able to get to the plate through his legs is a lane, right? That's not a lane. It is not a lane. And if the catcher's leg, if his left leg is in foul territory at any point in time in foul territory, that's considered blocking the running lane as well. So that's a bang right there. And it has changed the way the position is defended, is fielded, is, like the pre-footwork, like there's just a whole lot. Same thing around the bag at second base. Guys are protected by the bag. Right? Yep. You can't pop-up slide to break up a double play anymore like they used to early on when the rule changed. Like there's just...
Did Luke Voigt ever comment about this?
No, I don't think so. Or if he did, I hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. Because, I mean, like, I still think that the theory that I had makes the most sense. That enough was being made about Tommy Pham essentially making comments saying, like, I'm only here for me, like, I'm only here to put up numbers and shut everyone up. And like, it didn't sound like he believed in the team. He was just there to kind of be an individual. And then that slide happens. And we mentioned Roger Clemens. It was like, and Manny Ramirez. It was like the 2003 ALCS when that brawl had happened with Pedro and Don Zimmer and all that. And then the game resumes. Clemens throws a heater up near Manny's head, but nowhere near it. And then Manny just starts walking out with the bat, just looking for a reason. I feel like that's kind of what happened here with Tommy Pham in that situation. Was he was getting called out for being a bad teammate, only caring about himself. There was a concussion as a result of the play. So I get being upset that your teammate is hurt. But in terms of breaking it down, is this dirty? Is this not? No, I don't think anyone outside of the Reds clubhouse felt that it was dirty. Or at least I haven't seen it. If someone else came forward and said something, or they said it privately or whatever, like I haven't seen any reaction to anyone outside of that Reds organization being like, damn, what a dirty slide that was by Luke Voigt. And then I guess Luke Voigt is kind of smart for laying low on it.
No, just let it be. Let it be what it is, because he knows what's up. He wasn't trying to fucking hurt anybody.
Yeah. I think you're dead on with that. But I wouldn't mind watching those two guys fight either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it has to be over this, but I mean, those are some big dudes that probably could get a little bit of a pay-per-view. I mean,
yeah, they're moving the needle.
Big Paul's out there trying to get everyone to fight. I wonder if we can get this guy on board.
Yeah. Well, here's what I want to know. Jonny Gomes is standing out in right field. You're out in right field.
Why is it an insult when you say that I'm in right field, but it's a badge of honor if you say it to Jonny Gomes?
Well, because we're talking about the big leagues.
Yeah, but I have like a big league arm, which is confirmed by big league baseball players. Johnny, I don't want to just like toot my own horn here. Like Dallas is obviously trying to make this like a Jonny Gomes thing right now. Yep. But we played in a charity baseball game in Dallas, Texas back in November.
Okay.
Runner on first base. I'm in right field. Base hit through the right side. I scoop it up, and I know that runner's not going first to third on me, but I just wanted to let him know that it was a good decision. So I just come up, fire into third base, hit the third baseman in the chest, probably like, I don't know, call it 98 off the flat ground. And who was it there? Was it
this is your fairy tale.
Brent Rooker of the Minnesota Twins, because he was I think he was the runner. And I was like, be honest. I was like, be honest with Dallas here. If I were in the big leagues, do I have the undecided or the 100% worst arm in the big leagues? And he was like, no, like he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just want it on record that a Major League Baseball player active today said my arm could be show. I'm just saying. Anyways, continue. Because anytime that Dallas says, "Oh yeah, Jared's a right fielder," I take that as a compliment. I mean, right field.
You should.
Jared Carrabis, Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge, Roberto Clemente, all right fielders. Anyways, continue with what you're going to say, Dallas.
No, I wasn't talking.
Yeah, you were. You started the whole thing about, all right, you're standing in right field, and I just want to stand up for right fielders across America.
Right, I was talking.
The world, really.
So Jonny Gomes, the big leaguer, standing on
right fielder,
big league.
He's in right field.
Diamond playing right field in the big leagues. Just wears a fucking can of Yingling to the back of the dome, and you turn around and it's just trash and mayhem getting thrown at you by what some are calling trash Yankee fans.
Subhuman.
Mm-hmm. What?
What? That's that. What do you do? Because that's pay-per-view right there.
Yeah,
that's pay-per-view right there. But we all saw what happened with the Yankees in the Guardians game. Miles Straw just got himself a nice little contract and is now scaling the center field wall, just begging for anybody to come on down. I didn't see any fans come on down. But what do you do?
Well, let me rewind the clock here for you real quick, Dallas. Let me take you to 2004 in Culiacan, Mexico. Okay, in winter ball, and I'm playing center field, and I look in between my legs as a wick is going down into a little circular device.
Oh God!
And I just bail to the right as I hear smoke bomb right in between my legs. The whole crowd behind me goes crazy, and I'm like, I don't think it's that funny. But whatever. So I'm proceeding to play center field, like, I don't know, 80 feet behind second, because I don't want explosives thrown at me.
Playing Rover.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's where I was. And I wasn't trying to fight anyone or anything. Do I think it's Bush? Yeah. Right. If I went, I always try and do like metaphors or kind of whatever. Like imagine going to the grocery store and the lady screws up your order and you just throw a can of beans at her. Right? Like she's at her workplace. You're visiting her workplace. Is what's the difference, right? What's the difference in just, you're at a fast food joint and they screw up your order and you take your drink and you open the top and you just dump it.
Look,
right there. I had no cheese.
Look,
I had no cheese.
Boom, that's what we're see. This is my point. That's what we're talking about when we say, do I come to your job and do I?
Well, the difference here, and I'm not defending these mongoloids, but their defense will be, I paid to be here. I paid a ticket to come see this so I can do whatever I want.
I paid for this food. I paid for this food. This happened to me yesterday. The pizza. I ordered a pizza. No onions. But I just don't want the onions. I want everything else you're doing on this thing. I'm down. I love the vibe here. Please. Olives, roasted garlic. Fuck yeah. Hit me right in the cocksucker with them. But you know what I don't want? I just don't want the onions. That's all I don't want. Okay? And you know what I got? First bite on every fucking slice I had? Onions. I swear to God, if I could have wound that pizza up and thrown it and just smacked the fucking server right in the grill with that pizza, it would have felt so good. Terrible example for the children at the table with me at the time, but it would have felt so good. I don't know that I would have done it. I want to feel like I would have done it. I want to hope that I wouldn't have done it. But if I would have done it, I know it would have felt good, because if it's legal, it's almost like the purge. Instead of, just that window of opportunity to go off your neighbor because he's been whacking your grass, if you know what I mean. Like this is what everybody should get. I feel like we should get 1 day a month where you can do that.
I think if I was in right field, I probably would have been like, yeah, you guys are dumb. See you later. Right?
Oh no.
Like, yeah, I'm out of here. We lost the game. That sucks. Have a good time. We're going to come back tomorrow and try and, torch you guys. And if I was on the Yankee side, I wouldn't have been like, oh gosh, hey, sorry, don't do that. Ooh. And the yard duty as well as, everything else. It's like, hey man, I mean, frick, those guys have been there since probably smashing beer since 10, right? They've probably got a good 4.5 hours of just slamming Yinglings. Let them launch 1 or 2 at the end and call it a good time.
You wouldn't just fucking catch one in the air and just fucking grab it.
I'd probably catch it in Stone Cold and be like, if you guys don't want it, I want it.
You see it when they did that first beer at him? He turned around and picked it up like he's about to fucking chuck it at him, dude, but he thought better. That would have been...
Who did?
Mercado.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he caught it, right? He caught it.
He caught one of them, yeah.
Yeah, he caught
But that first one, he turned around, he fucking got it up real quick. He's like,
oh, man.
He wanted to
have every right to chuck it back.
Yeah, see, I feel like once that's getting done, once those things are getting thrown at you, anything thrown at you, if you can secure, you should be able to throw back.
What do you think you wouldn't get a fine for that?
No, I just made it legal. I just made it. These are all reasons why I need to be commissioner of baseball. I just made it totally legal for every one of those players on the field to huck those beers back into the crowd. Totally legal, free of any prosecution.
You think Miles Straw is going to get a suspension?
No,
possibly.
I sure.
They fucking gave Tim Anderson one.
Yeah.
For a fucking finger.
Yeah. And Miles Straw did scale the fence.
And
have
Spider-Man up the fence.
Yeah, and have some choice words. So
let me see.
We'll see.
He didn't do anything. You can't suspend a guy for climbing a fence.
I'm not telling you that I would suspend him. I just told you I made it street legal.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. If he like spit at them or took a swipe, I mean, how is that any different than when a player turns around and says, like, go fuck yourself to a fan that's been riding him all game? That happens all the time. No one gets suspended.
It's all about perception. Like, if there's children around like that, you know what I mean? There's kids in the stands, man. Like, is that what you want to be doing? Like, do you want...
Yeah.
You're just trying to sell the product.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted a closer look. He just wanted a closer look.
Yeah, they were trying to have a dialogue.
Yeah.
He should be celebrated.
Remember he was
Jared,
saying,
do you remember this?
What is...
Punted a few beers into the crowd after the celebration.
Yeah, didn't you almost kill a guy?
I wouldn't say kill. He just didn't have good hands at the time. But there you go. There's some reverse. There's reverse to the whole deal.
Yeah.
It's cool Jonny to throw beers into the crowd after a win.
Yeah, punting some beers. Actually punted a helmet after a walk-off homer.
Yeah.
You were punt happy. You were punt happy that year. I don't know what. It was almost like like Johnny like discovered punting that year. He was very excited about it. Very enthusiastic. Also, speaking about since we're on the topic of the Yankees and if Dallas were commissioner, Dallas, I don't know if you saw this video. It was tweeted out, I believe, by a Yankee fan. I can't tell if he deleted it or not, but I can send it to you if you can't see it. I just retweeted it. It was Gerrit Cole's first start where he didn't absolutely suck since last August.
Yep.
And I was happy for him. I think the game is better when Gerrit Cole is good, and it's just I didn't know how to explain this to my son this morning when he said, "Dad, Gerrit Cole kept wiping his hand on his pants every time that he threw a pitch. Is he cheating, Dad?" And I'm like, "Probably, son. He's been known to do that. He did it for his entire career in Houston, and then until he got caught with the Yankees, he was cheating. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was doing it again, because this is the first time that he hasn't sucked since he stopped cheating. So I'm just more or less asking, like, do you think I handled the situation with my son correctly? And if you were commissioner, how would you handle this situation for just a chronic cheater that can't control himself?
Whoa. I mean, first of all, I don't know. You're telling me that Gerrit Cole wiping his hand on his pant leg is indicative of him cheating?
Yes.
I don't
100%.
I do not.
Yeah. Are you seeing the video? Can you take a look?
No, I'm trying to.
Because if he were just like wiping sweat, which it wasn't hot out, and there wouldn't be like discoloration in his pants either if it were just sweat either. So some sort of substance there.
I don't see your.
Yeah, I just tweeted it. It's my last tweet.
Jared, if you were wrong, what else could it be?
The tweet is
mustard.
Yeah, I would say it could only be a substance that shouldn't be there. You know, what substance is allowed to be there? You're just supposed to pitch.
So look, I'm watching the order of operation here.
Pitch pants.
No, hold on. Did he just?
It doesn't look good for him. A guy that's already been caught for something, it doesn't look good, Dallas. You know, and the timing of it don't look good either, does it, Dallas?
You've been on the rubber, Dallas.
Commissioner's office is closed, bro.
Dallas, you're the commissioner of this league.
On to something.
Dallas, you're the commissioner of this league, right?
Commissioner's office is closed.
Dallas, you're the commissioner of this league. We've submitted the evidence, and we got to know, you know, as the commissioner of this league, what's the verdict here? What does it look like to you? What are you seeing? What are you seeing, Dallas?
I'm seeing look. I don't know what the weather was like that day. It
was fine. Definitely wasn't hot. It's not sweat. So
okay. Well.
Next question.
I see him. I see him going to his mouth, blowing into his hand to try to create
moisture,
some grip. It could be moisture. Yeah, it could be moisture because moisture might help create a little bit of grip. And then, routinely doing that and grabbing a dirty baseball 100+ times could lead to a smudging, if you will, on a place that you routinely touch. And so over time, you might think it's a substance that he's going to, but it's really just the dust and the dirt on the baseball or the mud that the ball gets rubbed up with that has eventually found its way to his pant leg because he's creating moisture when he blows in his hand, and then he's wiping his pant leg, grabbing the baseball. So all that really is, that's mud. That's mud on his pant leg. Sorry.
So you're probably the guy that if you went into a clubhouse and you saw syringes on the ground, you'd be like, there's a bunch of diabetics on this team.
We've got a ton of diabetics, and that's fine. We're here to take care of them.
Yes. Safety first.
I mean, come on. You're telling me that that's not a viable defense? I don't hear you fucking punching back. What? Let's hear something. It's mud. It's just mud, Jared.
I didn't see the clip, but his spin rate is like the same all year.
Oh,
hey. Into the stats.
Hey, because you know what, Jared? There's a solid chance that if those numbers weren't the same, that's what you would have led with.
Correct.
But the problem is that would be the truth, Jared, and you can't handle the truth.
No, I can handle the truth. Because that's not even something that you have to like wait for. If Gerrit Cole's spin rate had spiked, we would know while he was still on the mound. So, yeah, that's a good point, Dallas.
I think he's all right. I do. I mean, they check your hand when you come off the mound. They check your belt, your cap. They got the ball police these days. It's hard. It's hard to get away with it.
I'll say this though: they don't check all of that anymore, dude. They don't. They legitimately watch them. All they check is the hand. That's all they check. Yeah. There's no taking the hat off and looking and like rubbing their hand on the rim, or there's none of that. None of that is done anymore. It's legit. Just walk over. You see the pitcher put their hand out. They look at the hand. See you later.
It's because now they have a baseline. They can just look at their spin rate. If they're using something, they're going to fucking know just by the stats.
So this is what I think. I think that there's some communication going on in those earpieces with New York and the umpiring crew about stuff like that.
Yeah. And also, do you think they even care if it's like pine tar? They just want like spider tack. Like that's the shit they actually care about.
Well, they would care about pine
about.
tar and stuff like that, Joe, because they're looking to be able to police something. So if you're looking to try to police something or control something, you have to create a baseline of offense, right? If you do this, we can come after you. So that's what pine tar and spider tack and blah, 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 blah being used on a baseball is it's the baseline. Like you can't use any of this shit. That's why they're trying to develop and, here's your rosin bag. Here's your rosin bag. You can't use each other's rosin bag. Visiting clubs, home clubs can't provide their own rosin bag. Like, what the fuck? Like, straight up, I was pitching in an era where we had rosin from the visiting clubhouse. I made sure I was shown by a veteran which clubhouse to get the rosin from because that rosin was the best rosin in the fucking league. And so I walked around with multiple bags of rosin that I carried with me in my travel bag. It's just shit you did.
Who had the best rosin? Let me guess.
Seattle.
Cubs.
Seattle.
Oh.
Best rosin in the league.
Our Mariners.
Yeah,
They're on fire, bro.
What's worse, Carrabis? What's worse? What would you be more offended from? A pitcher having spider tack, which would give the pitcher an advantage, or if you were the pitcher and the runner on second is relaying your signs to the hitter?
Well, that's the game. You got to be better about hiding your signs. That's part of the game. If you're not stealing signs electronically, then that's on us for you being able to pick that up. I think even in the like if the comparison was like hitters using steroids versus pitchers using spider tack, then it would be pitchers using spider tack, because even with hitters using steroids, we're still going to fail 70% of the goddamn time. Like you don't need more of an advantage as a pitcher. Like the game is designed for you to have a massive advantage without having to cheat. Here we go. Good. I'm talking about good pitchers, Dallas.
I thought I just heard you try to tell the good people listening to this that this game was geared for the pitcher.
Yeah. You kidding me?
No, Jared. Do you understand?
You kidding me, Dallas?
Do you listen?
Buckle up.
Here we go.
They're so cute at this age. Do you understand that all of the changes made to the game have essentially been based around the pitcher and the dominance of the men on the mound? That is why, Jared, they moved the motherfucker back. They lowered the motherfucker. Everything they've done has been geared around giving the offense more of a chance to succeed. It's
right. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's more difficult to be a hitter, because you are going to even the best even now. And I guess this is a good transition into I think Will Middlebrooks was tweeting about this, talking about how offense is essentially at all-time lows in terms of runs scored, batting average, and all that. It's becoming even harder, even with the sticky stuff crackdown. And I think that they've done a good job of it, because that was another question that I was going to ask is the way that they've sort of policed performance-enhancing drugs. There are still guys that are doing it and getting away with it because the science will always be ahead of the testing. But with sticky stuff, to Joey's point, if you have a random, unexplainable spike in spin rate, you're using something. We don't have to test the balls or the hat or the belt or whatever. You just look at the spin rate and be like, cut the shit, dude. So it's very hard. You feel if you're a pitcher, you feel very seen because not only it's not like when a guy hits 3 homers and you've got the dude with the piss cup at your locker after the game, and then you test, and then maybe you pop, but then you appeal, and then we find out, 2 months later that guy tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. If for a pitcher using sticky shit, the whole world knows while you're on the mound. You're not even done with your start yet, and you've already been convicted in a court of law for using sticky shit because those spin rate numbers are blasted all across Twitter in the first inning of your 6-inning start.
They're pitch to pitch. They're pitch to pitch, and you can watch every pitch and the difference between what the average spin rate on that pitch is for this individual and what this current spin rate is right now, what that was, and how much greater or how much less spin was applied to that pitch compared to the average spin generated. Like, it's right there. That's why I said I think that there's communication.
What would that communication do?
Oh, just let the umpires know. Like, hey, like we're watching this right now, and this guy's got he's plus 250 right now. Like, you've got to, like, something's up here. Just keep an eye out.
I think if a pitcher was plus 250, you fucking stop the game and go out there right then. That's enough. That's enough to. If it was plus I would say that's the exact number I would throw out there. Like, if you were like, if there was a spike of blank, you head out there, I would say 250 RPM.
Well, that's. I mean,
they were spiking big time last year in the playoffs, and nothing happened.
Yeah, no one said a fucking word about it because it was the Astros. They were like, the Astros were doing that. Not every team. Fucking Luis Garcia, his RPM was through the fucking roof, and there's video of him like taking, like, he was putting it in his hair and like on the side of his temple and all this shit. And obviously Red Sox fans were screaming at the mountaintops.
Gel, and
no one gave a fuck. No one gave a fuck.
The Red Sox were spiking too, man.
After that, because they were like, all right, if they're going to do it, no one's going to do anything about it, then like we're going to have an even playing field. But the Astros, like, Luis Garcia basically started it. I think it was like game 3. He started doing it. And then when it was decided that this was not going to be policed, the Red Sox were like, all right, fuck you then. Like, we're going to do it too. But thanks for being the litmus test of going out there and seeing if the league gives a shit.
I was always thinking that if it's like Game 7 World Series and you're coming in, they're going to check you after the inning. You're throwing 1 inning. Just put on Spider Tack. They fucking, you're suspended the next game? There's no next game.
Yeah.
Like, a Game 7 World Series would be everyone's tacked up.
And we're not replaying that inning, are we? You're not going to make the boys come back out because, no, you're not.
So is that why offense is down? I mean,
no.
Is there anything a hitter can do with no one on to be performance enhancing?
Steroids. Also, Dallas, for the future, I think we need to make you a tinfoil hat to wear for segments like this, because you're not wrong, but it's so crazy what's going on with this league over the last couple of years that when you explain it in a factual manner, you sound like a tinfoil hat crazy person. But it is what's going on. It is what's going on.
What is?
Johnny just asked why the offense is down. And the answer to that question sounds like a tinfoil hat theory, but it's not.
Oh, I believe, Johnny, and I have what I would call strong reason to believe that it has everything to do with the baseball.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know why we're changing this ball. It'd be like if the NBA just had the hoop at 10-2 and didn't tell anybody. And then it went down to 9, 11. We didn't tell anybody. And when you went to this place, it was at 11 feet and we didn't tell anybody. We just told everybody it was 10 feet. I don't get it. But why is the offense down? Well, fuck, I don't know. First of all, but you got guys throwing 100 miles per hour nightly. Yes. Right? Nightly. Some dude just went out there for the Cincinnati Reds and threw 36 of them in one freaking start. Okay.
Hunter Green.
The average freaking velocity when I made it to the big league was 88.6 miles per hour. That's average, right? And that's an 03, right? Now, I think one, maybe two pitchers have gone over 100 pitches. So what does that mean? You're not getting your third time around.
No.
Right? Which is this big hoorah deal. You're not getting your third time around, which means you don't have to establish your fastball as a starter, right? You got freaking 60 to 80 pitches to punch out as many tickets as you can, right? And then now that the rosters are expanded, when you come up to the third and fourth time, fourth is probably the closer, or it's the guy that throws the pitch that you suck at, right? Try facing Tampa. Each guy in the bullpen has an absolute one elite pitch. Okay. I can't hit a slider. They go get the elite slider guy. I can't hit a changeup. They go get the elite changeup throwing guy. When you're in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, whatever you suck at, that's what you're facing. You're not going to hit there. Book it. See how many homers are hit against the starter in the 8th and 9th inning this year. You got the dude coming out with freaking no hits.
Yeah. And now think about this. As far as offense goes, what could you physically do to give yourself a chance against what you're talking about physically? What can you physically do as a hitter? Because pitchers can train to throw even harder than we're throwing right now. And with hand-eye coordination, the nastiness and the effectiveness is only going to get better. So if you're looking at this the way I'm looking at this, hitters, you fucking cavemen, you're going up to the plate with the same club you've been dragging around since the inception of this game. All the while, you've been asking us rock throwers to move back and lower yourself on the mound. And all the while, we've done it with a smile on our face and continue to make hitting a baseball the most difficult thing to do in sport. And baseball continues to search for ways to make it easier. I'm here to tell you that there's nothing you're ever going to be able to do at the plate. Nothing at all. Nothing. You're helpless. The only thing you'll ever be able to do is change your approach, is to say, I'm going to limit the swing and miss. That's what I'm going to do. And by doing that, I'm going to sacrifice the power. And that's how I'm going to increase my bat to ball rate. Other than that, there's no helping the caveman at home plate with the same billy club.
So I also saw this point was made, and it makes sense, but I don't know scientifically how much of a difference it would make. But the seams on the baseballs are higher. Mm-hmm. And it ties into what we were just talking about before this with the Gerrit Cole stuff and the sticky stuff. Higher seams equals better grip, but higher seams also equals more drag on the baseball, which would mean a shorter distance traveled. Do you think that is a factor?
Yeah, it could actually. So you also have to think about this. Every baseball team this season using a humidor. Every baseball team, right? So I'm going to say some numbers here. In 2021, venues with a humidor in them had a home run to strikeout rate of 3.5% in 2021 with a humidor. Venues with a humidor this season, 4.94%. That was in 2021. 2022, that's gone up to 3.9% and 3.78%. And those are in venues with humidors.
Let's do a role reversal from the offensive side to the pitching side, right? So I'm up to the plate. We got a runner on third base, and it's a 1-1 count, and I step out and I go like this. as the hitter. Let me go scroll through here like this. I go, oh, okay. 82% of the time he's got a changeup coming in. Okay, let me put this in my back pocket right here. Okay, and then he steps up and he doesn't throw a changeup, right? And I'm like, God damn it. And I go like this. Time. I go to the dugout to my hitting coach and he pulls out the freaking iPad and he goes, that's what pitchers have. The catcher's got fucking notes right here. He's got his mental coach shrink with signs in his fucking ear. And he has the ability from some jabroni to call timeout and walk out to the mound and walk him through the at-bat. The hitter, you're on your own, bro. You got no notes on your arm. You can't go back to the iPad anymore because there's no such thing as an offensive timeout, right? The defensive pitcher gets one per inning. And if he needs a translator, that's cool too.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, what are you doing when the guy just goes like this? Right here, hold on. He shook twice and went to the rosin bag. I got a note on that. Yep, here we go. Homer. Now what happens? Everybody wears one, right? Because you can go to these numbers, right? And every single pitcher will fall into something. Every single pitcher. I know pitchers all the time that were at 89% and higher that after this off-speed pitch, he threw this off-speed pitch. After he went fastball out, he went changeup out, and then he followed with the curveball inside. So many fucking patterns. 92% of the time, it's a fastball out of the zone on a 3-2 count. Boom, boom, boom. What if I had these numbers?
Well, it sounds like you do. Sounds like you have a Rolodex. And
yeah, I do.
And look, you have, you know what VR tools are out there these days?
Yeah.
You got guys taking at bats at the breakfast table. Johnny, I can't take an at bat at the breakfast table as a pitcher. I'm just stuck with my own devices. All I can do is visualize. Like, I don't have Win Reality, shout out Win, no free ads. I don't have them helping us out. I've got to just visualize how I'm trying to thumb this one over there, and hopefully I get this big caveman to swing at it, but all he's seeing is left-handers anyway, so he's got a pretty good idea of what my changeup's going to do. But you know what? In between his fucking bowl of oats and slamming his OJ, he's just taking a look at my 2-2 change piece. I don't have that ability. That's not fair. You got iPads running on loop in the fucking dugout. We've all seen that. There's 5 different iPads set up for each pitch, each different count that he could possibly be throwing this damn thing in. There's information out there. I believe, again, hitters, there's some of you who are so stupid. And then there's others who understand how to keep it stupid simple and understand the mechanics and understand the artistry, but just don't know how to, like. So there's a lot of the hitters who just don't understand simplifying things.
Yeah. Which the biggest separation is flat out, unlike umpires, like it's the human element between the hitter and the pitcher. Because at the end of the day, the average mistake, I take my glove and I sit it down and out on this corner. The average mistake is 16.2 inches. Homer, not homer, homer, not homer. The average mistake right here of this dude getting loaded all the way here to all the way there, right? So the human element of the mistakes is what makes the game tick way over numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Boom,
boom. And adjusting, making those adjustments.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get to a place where hitters will have like the fucking notes?
I absolutely would have fucking loved it, and I would have loved to have been the first. And I've thought about this since fucking 2005.
Can they stop you? Like, is that something?
No, just no one's done
I think
it.
they have I think they said that you can't do that this year. I'm pretty sure.
Offensively?
Yeah, I think like they had.
But the only one that can wear a band is the catcher,
like and the shortstop, and the center fielder, and the first baseman.
Yeah, because they've got note cards Like they have like the defensive alignment cards in their hats and shit like that.
Every time there's a pitching change, it's like the tennis ball boys that run out to the outfield and the infield and hand out all the information that's about to happen before it happens.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Here's the playbook.
And the hitters up there just butt naked.
Yeah. Speaking of playbooks, we got to talk about sports books because baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate with Draftkings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If the sportsbook is not available yet in your state, you can take a swing at stacks of green with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Baseball Contest. New customers can play for free for thousands in prizes with their first deposit. Pick a lineup of 2 pitchers and 8 batters while staying under the salary cap and rack up points for hits, runs, strikeouts, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. All you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Jared, that is Jared. Bet just $5 to win $200 in free bets if your team wins their game. That is promo code Jared at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Got to be 21 plus to play. Restrictions apply. MLB trademarks used with permission. See the show notes for details. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I don't know if you saw the 3 fans that were wearing the Sell the Team Bob bags over their heads. And they were being interviewed live during the game and were asked to take the bags off of their heads. I don't know that I've ever, I mean, we see sign confiscation and things of that nature if the sign is inappropriate, but wearing a bag over your head after you've just had a full-blown fire sale of your team, and in addition to that, have the owner of the team publicly say, and more or less deal with it, or where else are you going to go? Like, what do you say to the fans that are upset about what's going on? Well, where else are you going to go? Hello, it's 2022. It's not about supporting another baseball team. It's about not giving a fuck about baseball. There's so many things that can take up a person's time or attention on a daily basis that you can't get cocky about a fan or just a human being giving their attention to you and your product in today's world. We got Netflix, we got Prime, we got Hulu. There's all kinds of shit that you're not, if you're a Major League Baseball owner, you have to realize you're not competing with other sports anymore. Like, Netflix is a competitor to Major League Baseball. Like, Twitter, the internet, Instagram is a competitor to Major League Baseball. You're not competing with other sports. You're competing with things that could take up someone's attention in today's world. Like YouTube. That's why it's smart to have Major League Baseball games on YouTube, because that's where people are right now. That's where young people are. Apple TV, even though I haven't figured out how the fuck to do it. Everyone's making fun of me because I can't figure out how to do it. But yeah, I just think it's very odd to have that stance when, if you're the owner of the Cincinnati Reds, it's not like you're trying to say to your fans, like, come on, guys, like we have all these, like, you know, young up and comers. We got something good going on here. Like, take the bag off your head. It's like, no, you just sold off major key pieces of your team and then said to your fan base, well, what are you going to do about it? You going to pay attention to something else? Like, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. To the last place, 3-13, negative 41 run differential Cincinnati Reds. We are going to pay attention to something else. So I just wanted to make a note of that. That's all.
Well, yeah, the roster for the Reds this year isn't quite fucking ideal.
No.
But I'll tell you what is ideal is the fucking Big Red Machine. Okay, Cincinnati hosts a baseball team that is the oldest in Major League Baseball history. They had the first fucking night game, right? That fan base is the fucking jam. There is a parade for opening day where elementary school kids from kindergarten on know opening day baseball, we don't have school, right?
That's beautiful.
These fucking people are the jam, right? The Cincinnati Red fan base is so fucking invested from their great grandpa that grew up watching the game right down the road. Those people are fucking invested, and I wouldn't fuck with them.
That's why this hurts, man. It hurts. And I can feel, I totally empathize. I sympathize with the fan base. I get it. What else can you do as a fan aside from express yourself? And you feel like if showing up at the ball game and expressing yourself is no longer allowed or no longer okay, well then you do start thinking about other ways to entertain yourself in that area. And that sucks because of everything you just said about that franchise, Johnny. They have a special place in the history of baseball.
And it is such a fucking kick in the gut after what the Bengals did, right? I mean, they are just hot and heavy on sports right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ready for freaking Winker, and they're ready for Sonny Gray, and they're ready for all these dudes just going cloud nine after what Joe Burrow and the boys did. They're going to roll right into MLB season and probably go to the World Series or whatever. Hoorah, hoorah. And then fire sale. And now they got to wait 162 games till the NFL starts.
Who do you think make that call, like where you can't wear a bag on your head? Is that just the owner? Because I think they interview the people on TV or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like is that like the in-house fucking media group, the in-house media people that are doing that? Because if so, that's a bad call. That's a bad call. It's probably been a rough Monday for whoever's call that was. If that was in-house. If that's not, if that's like just a station that is there covering the game and sees that, well, that's a gold mine of a hit for them. I would say it's just the most highest ranking official in the building at the time that became aware of it and was like, whoa, we got to shut that down. Can't have that. Or it might've been a phone call. Someone saw it on TV and was like, what's going on? Can't go on.
That's weak, dude.
Those
Shutting
people
that
got
down.
to go.
Only people in the stadium wearing a mask, I bet. And
Well,
they fucking made him take it off.
That's what I was going to say, Joey, was what if your response is, I'm wearing a mask. This is my mask. Like, what are you telling me? You telling me no? You telling me I have to take it off?
Yeah.
Tough look.
That was tough.
Yeah,
It's
that
tough.
fan base has seen so many dudes just march into Cooperstown, right? That fan base is freaking Pete Rose, Big Red Machine, Lou Piniella, Joe Morgan,
Tony Perez.
Yeah, Johnny Bench. Like, yeah, those guys. This isn't like someone who, watched Todd Helton his rookie year, right? This goes back to, hundreds of years.
Yes. You mentioned Jesse Winker, who walked it off in, I believe, the 11th inning. He tied it with a sac fly in the 10th and then walked it off in the 11th for the first place, Dallas.
Man.
The first fucking place Seattle Mariners, who, by the way, did you join me, Joey? Did I lure you to the correct side of history?
Yeah, I picked him.
Yeah, we're both in on the first place, soon to be division winning our Seattle Mariners, who enter play on Monday with a record of 10-6, a plus 18 fun differential, the best in the division. Shout out to the Oakland A's, who actually have a winning record. That is astonishing. That is astonishing that's happened.
A lot of haters said we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you won't stay here, but you're here now.
You don't know that.
No, I know that. And for the Houston Astros to enter play on Monday in fourth place, 7-8 start to the season. But you want to talk about walk-offs. Can't talk about walk-offs without Jeremy Pena being a part of this discussion, because the heir to Carlos Correa's throne as the shortstop of the Houston Astros Going in there. And by the way, I think I really got my first like good look at Pena before, like it was on Sunday, but it was before the walk-off homer. If you just take a look at him, he looks like a star. He looks like a star. And I tweeted it last night. I said that the Houston Astros versus the Toronto Blue Jays would make an electric American League Championship Series. And people are jumping down my throat. I get like Red Sox fans being like, you're giving up on the season already. And then you have Mariners fans being about, what about our Mariners? I'm not predicting an Astros Blue Jays ALCS. I'm just saying that if those two teams played each other in a best of 7 series, it would be some pretty entertaining baseball, which I think is fair to say. But Jeremy Pena, statistically, because Carlos Correa has not gotten off to a very good start this year. He wasn't even in the lineup on Sunday. But we'll get to that game in Minnesota on Sunday because there are some things we have to talk about in that regard. But Jeremy Pena, Dallas, have you had a chance to see him at all?
Sparingly.
Joey, I want a full fucking breakdown on the legend of Jeremy Pena at some point. I don't know when we're going to get there.
I know that. He can juggle.
He can juggle?
Like four clips of him juggling so far already. So I think that's his main personality point at this point.
What have you seen him juggle specifically?
I saw him salsa. He was juggling Alex Bregman.
Some
Breggy Bomb
salsa, yeah.
And baseballs, the classic. He kept it simple with baseballs.
I feel like when you picture someone juggling, what is the item that they're juggling in your head? Because we haven't even named what would come to mind for me.
I always go bowling pins.
Yes.
If I hear somebody juggling, if I hear about somebody juggling, it's always bowling pins.
Yeah.
You're never
Why
not
is that?
juggling bowling because that's what everybody juggles with. That's every fucking
I don't think
magic
like I feel like
every C grade magic show you've ever been forced to go to as an elementary school kid, every tired assembly act, every fucking brutal talent show. That's what has been brought. Oh, I can juggle. Watch this.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page there because we were talking about juggling and I was like, why do I picture people juggling fucking bowling pins? Like that seems weird and random.
That's just a natural. Yeah. Like everybody does that. Don't
everyone does that?
Everyone thinks of juggling. They think bowling pins in their hand.
I think bowling pins is how you reach the expert level of juggling. Like if you can't juggle unless you can juggle bowling pins. Like if you can juggle fucking tennis balls, it's like whoop-de-doo.
See, I would say flaming swords. Like flaming sword would probably be expert.
Now you're just mixing up circus acts.
That's Hall of Fame shit, bro.
Who the fuck is juggling flaming sword? I see people swallowing them.
Whoa.
No one is no one's juggling flaming swords. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I went to the A grade talent shows.
Yeah. I'm sure in Stockton they had the top of the line magic shows. They had all the best magicians go to Stockton, California.
Oh, what are they doing in Saugus? Holding up a fucking blanket and then dropping it and running around the corner? Look it! Disappeared. Wow.
Juggling fucking lobster rolls up there.
Juggling fucking beef tips.
Yeah.
That's what Jared's juggling.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. That sounds delightful. I love lobster rolls. I actually just found a nice little shop around here that's got very affordable lobster rolls. So I'm excited about that. So yeah. I just want to point out
for Houston, Dallas.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of for guys that are on this podcast that played in the big leagues.
I could have. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, the arm. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember Murders Row, and then Cano.
Aware of it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that Pena? Right. Is that Murders Row and then Pena?
And then Pena.
And then Pena.
Right?
I mean, thing about those names, though.
Pena's hitting down in the 8 and 9 hole. It's like you forget about him, but he's actually freaking second on the team in OPS.
Well, like what makes him special, and what makes any young dude like this special, and like the whole Cano thing was, to your point about where he's at in the lineup. Like if you're thinking about turnover, or as a pitcher, you're trying to figure out in this lineup, where can I come up for air? Like, where am I going to be able to breathe here? And you think about circling the young guy. You think about circling the inexperience. And that's just, it's not been a safe breathing hole. You know what I mean? If I'm a fucking little penguin out in the Arctic looking to come up for a breath, here I am, I pop up out of the ice, and here's fucking Pena, the leopard seal, just macking my entire grill. That's not fun, because you've got other dudes you're trying to navigate through, and that is not fun. That is not fun. Jordan, Tucker, Bregman, I mean, good Lord, these dudes rake. They hammer the baseball.
I was watching the game last night. Bregman took, I think it was a changeup at the bottom of the zone, just barely missed, and just spit on it. And I said, I was in my apartment by myself. I said out loud, I was like, I've seen that eye before. Just absolutely can just lay off a absolute dotted up heater that just barely misses the zone. What an eye that guy's got. I don't know. Johnny, you've never faced Alex Bregman before. I have, but he's got a fucking eye.
How'd that go for you?
I got a swing and a miss. I got a whiff.
Did you?
Yep, I did. We can move on. the unwritten rule stuff with the Nats.
What happened there? I'm gonna, like, full disclosure, I have no idea what this is. No idea. I mean, it's fucking. We started this thing at 8:00 this morning. I did not get to the Nats unwritten rule.
So this was the Nats and the Giants, and Gabe Kapler is back to his. By the way, I just want to say about Gabe Kapler. If you disagree with Gabe Kapler, you're wrong. You're butthurt and you're wrong. Gabe Kapler saying this all started with the Mauricio Dubon bunt against the San Diego Padres, who established themselves as the guys that were like, fuck the unwritten rules. Unless you break the unwritten rules against us, then we're going to be mad about it. So Dubon drops down this bunt, and the game was out of hand. And it looked like Gabe Kapler went up to Dubon in the dugout and reprimanded him. But then after the game was like, yeah, no, we're gonna like, why would we stop competing? And it's a great question. Why would you stop competing? And the explanation that Kapler said was, if we absolutely grind through your bullpen, like, it might be 9-0, but if you've got to use more relievers, then that can help us win the series. We're not just trying to win a game. We're trying to win the series. So if you've got to run through relievers to get the outs to complete this game, then that's going to fuck you for Saturday and Sunday. That's what we want. That's an advantage for us. So I'm all in favor of what happened with that situation with the Padres and the Giants. In this situation, I like loosely saw what happened, but it was more or less like it was another situation where the Giants didn't stop competing against the Nats, and it was something like Soto and Cruz were due up the next inning, and if someone hits a 3-run home run, now it's a 4-run game, and you got to actually think about getting somebody up and all this. It's basically just like teams. I think someone stole a base in like a 7-0 game or something like that. Like they were doing shit like that. The Giants didn't stop competing. And I want to say, what was it? Alcides Escobar was the one that got really pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Am I missing something here, Joey?
No, it was him. And I think it was because the Giants, like, they tried to score on a hit in the outfield from second, and they got out. He
got thrown out by a mile, right?
Yeah. And Alcides was none too pleased and was pissed off, which everyone in the world is saying he shouldn't have. People are tired of that shit. But it's funny. I mean, the Giants have just fired people up twice already. And it's like, as a fan watching, I guess if you're not playing, you would have never even noticed teams like not trying this way. And it's obvious that this is a bigger thing than anyone realized. Casual fans or just regular fans.
It's like I can tell you why I think it is such an issue with folks is because this is gnawing at the foundation of the way the game has been played under a set of unwritten rules for its entire existence. So when you start to like chip away at the foundational aspects of an entity like this, where you're now running up 7-8, doesn't matter what point in the ball game, you're hitting and running, you're bunting, like you're doing all of the things that you do to try to win the ball game when you've already got the ball game quote unquote well in hand. Well, that's not how the game has ever been played. And now that is being just completely turned on its head. And you're asking people to readily get on board with that. And while being removed from the game might make it easy for me to understand, and look, that was my whole mentality anyway, was like, just step on the fucking gas. Step on the gas. What are you doing? That's the beautiful part about baseball, is you can't just clock it. You got to rock it. You got to go. Like Jonny Gomes is not getting up there and giving away a big league at bat. He's just not doing it. Not because his team is up by 7 and it's the 9th inning and he's the leadoff guy of the 9th inning like that. He's not just rolling over. Hey, just give me a little 92 away with some arm side so I could fucking turn this thing over and get back to the dugout. Okay. I just want to be a part of the game here. Just a part of the process. That's not, no. And so now it's almost like the game of baseball is being slapped across the face, is having cold water thrown in its face. Hey, whoosh, wake the fuck up. Guess what? We're playing for all 9. We're playing for all 9 now. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh, is this what we mean by playing for all 9? So like in the Cubs-Pirates game, when it's 21-0, say that starts to unfold a little sooner. I don't know when it was 21-0, but say it's 21-0 in the 6th inning. Like, are we still bunting? Are we still running? And if so, that's where you're going to just have to entertain the idea. You might just run into somebody who ain't having that and who's going to put one in your fucking rib cage for it. And I'm not telling you that that's right or wrong. I'm just telling you that you got to be ready for that.
Yeah, that's. I love the chaos, and I guess I didn't want to transition into this next topic from here, but I guess it kind of ties in. As I tweeted this about Angel Hernandez last night. I tweeted this about Angel Hernandez last night. I said, I don't really want, the only time I want robo umps is in the playoffs, because during the season, I actually enjoy when umpires fuck up balls and strikes. I like knowing that I still care this much, that fucking up a strike 3 call makes me feel that angry. I like to know that I still care that much. So I like seeing like Kyle Schwarber getting all worked up and throwing his bat and getting tossed from the game and the crowd's going nuts. I like that element of baseball. I do. What I don't like is when they fuck up in the playoffs, because like that's when you got to get it right. You have the technology to get it right. But in the regular season, I do like that. I do. But like how that ties in is like when you have these old school guys like Weave fucking tweeted me last night, and he didn't like the O'Neal pimp job. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, it makes me sick, makes me want to puke. And it's like, I love Weave and I love that he's like that, but I love the pimp job. I love the confrontation. I love I feel like pimp jobs wouldn't be as cool if everybody loved them. Like the part of the cool factor is that it's pissing off people too. Like the resistance to the old school. If the old school doesn't exist, then it just is what it is. So as much as I don't like when pitchers, like they were talking about, like when like Ronald Acuna Jr. got thrown at by the Marlins for pimping homers, or when Yermin Mercedes got thrown behind because he swung at a position player in a blowout game and hit a home run. Like you look at that and you're like, fucking grow up. Like, why are you throwing at the guy? But I don't mind that you did it because now we can talk about you doing it. Now we can talk about how you need to grow up. If they just stop doing it, then like we don't have as much shit to talk about. Like, I like getting upset at people that are upset. It's a weird dynamic, but it makes sense to me.
The Angel, let me just say this as just to go back very quickly to the conversation that Johnny and I were having about pitchers and hitters and what can hitters do in the game to get better and blah, blah, blah. The robo-ump is the last thing the hitter wants to see. Slash could be the best thing for the hitter, but the last thing they want to see, because if you're geared to watch a pitch get caught a certain way and you're expecting it to be caught a certain way, and when that doesn't happen, whether or not it's a ball or a strike, we can all agree that it looks weird. Catcher set up inside, spot gets missed, down and away, and the catcher just sort of jerks and stabs at the ball because he's trying to catch it and he's missed a spot. Well, if that gets called a strike, you're like, oh, really? Was it? And yes, it was a strike. It looked terrible. But some of the pitches, like a slider, nasty slider, down and away righty that clips the bottom of the zone, that looks like it never had a shot of being hittable, those are going to be strikes now because the robot doesn't give a damn what it looks like when it got caught. I've said this 1,000 times. Robot doesn't care. So hitting's only going to get tougher. But in the postseason, like guys like Angel Hernandez, I always, anytime I say Angel Hernandez, I think of the name Eric Gregg, and I think about the Levon Hernandez game. But like, when is enough enough?
I just think before we pull the ripcord, before we jump, before we quit, like, let's just try something else. Like, let's try having the umpire's locker room open to the media. Let's just try that. Like, simple. Ken Rosenthal, fire on in there after the game and ask Angel what's up. What happened? Right? Maybe we feel sorry for him. We see the human element. He's like, yeah, I boxed it. My bad. Maybe he lays an egg and comes up with some crazy excuse. Let's try a challenge, right? Let's try a challenge, right? Kyle Schwarber challenges that call right there. If he gets it right, he goes to first. If he gets it wrong, maybe the dude behind him starts with the strike and he gets a strike too as well. Let's get creative. Instead of just banging these dudes behind home plate, I think we could bang the dudes on the bases before we bang dudes on the behind the plate, right? You have sensors in the bags, right? Boom, boom, safe out. That's simple as it works right there. But man, I mean, imagine, like Schwarber imagine arguing with a robot. That'd be just atrocious as a player.
Well, there's no, like, you're not getting all's the man at home plate is now a messenger. That's all he is. And he's going to stand there and look at you and go, dude, you're not, it's not my strike zone, man. Like, legitimately, like, here, like, whatever device that, like, yell into that, because that's who you're mad at. I didn't do this. I'm just telling you what it's saying. That's all I'm doing.
That will happen too. There will be arguments with the robot.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Seen it at the Arizona Fall League. They turn around, they look at the TrackMan. I go, oh man, that kid's never gonna make it to the league. There you go. That's it. That's all I need.
Imagine having the confidence
stare down
to
a robot. Kid's not gonna make it. That's why.
I want the kid who climbs the fucking backstop and bashes the TrackMan.
Yep. There he is.
That guy's going to the league.
Yep.
There he is.
What's the league that uses it? Not the Independent League, Atlantic League. What is it?
Yeah.
One manager's been thrown out like 3 times arguing with the robot.
They have like an ejection button where it's just like confetti comes out the top. That's how you know that you're ejected.
No, the regular umpire throws him out, but he's talking shit to the regular umpire because of the robot.
That's just like comedy. They need to stream the Atlantic League. That's like That's
Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, they experiment there, which is great. Like you need to do that. Like the pitch clock and all that other shit was used there before it was used anywhere else. But seeing robo-umps in some of the clips that have come out so far, you got to work the kinks out. It's not ready yet.
Playing in the Atlantic League right now is like being a fucking gladiator and having no idea what animal you're about to fight, like year to year or on any given day. Like you show up and the mound is 2.5 feet further than it was the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can steal first. When the fuck did that become a thing? What? Like it's like being a gladiator and finding out as you ascend to the arena, you're gonna have to jump in this pool over there and fight a fucking great white shark, maybe a megalodon. Like hold on. This was never in the playbook. How did we get here?
It's terrible.
I got a question. Do you think like major leaguers hate Angel Hernandez just solely because of his calls, or is he just like they don't like the way he acts?
Well,
yeah, that's a good question. And I think we would know if the media was able to talk to this dude, right? If he was able to tell his story, you'd probably hate him less or hate him more. But it's just we don't know, right? You don't know.
But don't you think the players know, like, this fucking guy's an asshole? Because, I mean, they did, like, studies on umpires, and there's not a lot, but there's worse umpires than Angel Hernandez based on numbers.
Yeah, a lot of it is the way a guy communicates, Like, when you tell a guy to go look at something, hey, like, go check on that. Like, we'll talk tomorrow, but after the game, go check on that last pitch or go check on that at bat. Like, you were fucking terrible here, man. Go take a look. And if it's like fuck you, what do you know? Like, I'm not kiss my ass. Well, then that's probably not the best way to endear yourself to your colleagues because that's what we are. We're colleagues. We're all working together.
You think he's
but there's more than balls and strikes. Remember Angel Hernandez? He also called a balk on that dude for licking his finger on the mound. There's all that. There's outs on the bases, illegal this, illegal that.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Angel Hernandez has been the worst umpire in the league this year.
What if we just went like complete?
It's early.
What if we just went complete reset starting next Monday when the umpires behind the dish had the big old freaking pad here, and you had umpires that umpired just the American League and just the National League, and there was no instant replay. Just like when the game was clean in the 70s and when the shortstop pimps a home run, we don't have to worry about him getting hit because when you get on first base, you are absolutely going to shatter his knee or at least try to. You have to jump up and get out of the way. And that's how you policed it instead of throwing the ball behind the dude, right? Or if you got mad at the catcher pimping a home run and you got really, really upset when the pitcher threw a 3-2 off-speed pitch. That was the unwritten rule at the time.
Yes.
The game was great, man. The game was great for a long time. And I think we just need to be like, yeah, if we don't really like it, but like, let's just hold on. Like, let's not change the fucking rules of this game.
Yeah.
Do you have any Angel Hernandez stories, Johnny? I feel like you might have had a word or two with him in the past.
The one that sticks out to me the most is I got to the yard early and I'm freaking mainlining Red Bull because my life is on the line. And I'm watching video and I'm working out. And I'm
Didn't you have like a fucking heart problem?
Yeah. I checked off the heart attack at 20 years old. So I'm good to go. And I mean, I'm walking out to the field at 6:20 for a 7:00 game in Miami. Full lather, full suit, taped up, ready to go. He's walking in. And he's walking into the yard. And I'm like, man, what a great gig. That is fucking awesome. That's awesome. My man could get here at 6:20, throw his gear on, and head on out there for the big leagues. And it was more of a jealousy than, upset.
Yeah, you've been grinding to get the body ready.
Yep.
Sacrificing organs later in life.
Yep.
Just to be able to strap in
for these 4 at-bats that I might only get 3 because I'll probably get pinch hit 4 when the righty comes in.
Just Here's Angel cavalierly sashaying on in.
Hey, John, good luck, bud.
Oh, gonna bury you later.
Yep. Yeah, I missed it. Sorry, gotta go.
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did he ever? Was there ever a call that he blew where you felt like you needed to say something?
I was tell you the truth. So I'm a big advocate of not arguing strike three. Right. So you look at these guys that argue strike three. Like, what if the umpire argued with you when you swung at the 1-1 slider in the dirt? What if the umpire's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? That thing was in the dirt. I was gonna call it a ball and you fucking swung at it. Idiot. But then when the umpire calls it like that far off. So, I mean, I'd always say shit like strike one or strike two. And if I swung at a ball in the dirt or if I took a strike, I couldn't argue strike three.
Yeah. I like that. See, that's a respect and an understanding of how difficult the game is, how difficult the umpire's job is, but also acknowledging the fact that the reason that you're here and it's in his hands ultimately is because there's a level of dissatisfaction and disappointment within yourself for a lack of execution earlier in the at-bat. And though it's not done yet, when it is done and if it goes down this way, I don't have shit to say about it.
Yeah.
I love that. That.
And like, granted, who the guy in fucking Philly got rung? Schwarber. Like, granted, it was lefty on lefty, it was hater, all this stuff, but that pitch has been hit out multiple times. Maybe not scenario with the lefty, but pull up some Vlad homers, dad or son, right? Yeah. Pull up, some balls that have been hit out of the ballpark, out of the zone.
They exist.
Yeah. I think that was more just, it had been mounting all night. Like there were clips coming out all game long of Angel Hernandez blowing calls. And I agree that wasn't nearly the most egregious. And some people were even arguing that maybe we should get rid of the digital strike zone on the broadcast because it only makes the perception of umpires fucking up worse. When a pitch like that, I think if you don't have that digital strike zone on the broadcast, there aren't too many people agreeing with it being such an egregious blown call.
The strike zone thing, is it for me? And correct me if I'm wrong here. If anybody understands this better than I do, which is there's a solid chance, but the angling of the cameras,
it makes it hard.
Well, the strike zone, the digital strike zone display, that's not angled for your perception,
right?
Like that's just a fucking 2-dimensional square that you're staring at.
Right.
Or 1-dimensional square.
Depends on the ballpark. I think what it does help when they show like the 3-dimensional like pitch tracking where it's like where it shows you where it nicks the zone and stuff like that. By the way, I don't know if you know this, Dallas. Maybe you do. Every broadcast has access to that. It's just a matter.
Yeah, to pitch tracks?
Yes. Yeah, every broadcast can say, hey, can you turn around it's like you outsource it. It's a third party that has it and you can just request it. And then there's just like a bunch of like interns sitting around waiting to send you back that clip to run on your broadcast. So every broadcast can do it. But not every broadcast does for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, we do it because I like to try to explain to our fans the dimensions of the strike zone. I like to give them like as much meat and potatoes about what they're bitching about as possible because they're being given this square to guide them through whether or not the calls they're getting are quality, are good, are close, whatever. So I want them to have an understanding that it's not just a square they're looking at, but that it's actually a 3-dimensional cone that kind of comes to a point at the back end of the strike zone. So if balls don't necessarily enter through the front, they quite literally can enter through the back door or the quote unquote front door of the strike zone.
If we do go robot umps, there's a whole new fucking arsenal of pitches coming. Like, you better believe there's going to be hacks, some sort of like robot hacks of that late movement of some sort. I don't even know what it is. And you better believe everyone will have a knuckleball.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said That's why. Because think about it, dude. Think about if you again a 90 like DeGrom's out here throwing 95-mile-an-hour sliders, 96-mile-an-hour fucking sliders. Imagine him throwing one of those down and away, painted down and away. Like take the visual of the K zone on your TV, put that visual in your head, and imagine a 93-mile-an-hour slider just barely clipping the bottom left corner of that K zone, and what that would look like being caught if the catcher was set up, say, just middle, right? His arm is reaching way down and away with the velocity of that pitch. It's going to be tough to stick, and it's going to look like a ball the entire time, but it's not. It's a strike. You're going to walk away feeling like I've got no fucking chance to hit anything. If that's a strike, I got no chance.
Yep.
And it's true.
My favorite thing that a broadcast can do is when it's such an egregiously missed strike call where they'll throw up like the pitch tracks and just show this fastball coming in and it's like off by 6 inches, and then they just let it breathe. They just don't say anything. Like, all right, and we'll be right back.
Yep. I just throw out I just drop a That's all I'll do.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. I had that a ball from the booth.
From the booth.
Yep.
I just saw this came out. Not to harp on this team and their indiscretions, but this did just get posted today. From McCann Sports Law, Michael McCann.
The Yankees letter.
It just came out today, Dallas. Like I'm not trying to make this a Yankees cheating type thing in multiple different ways, but the Yankees warn its release will cause, quote, significant and irreparable reputational harm. MLB says it could cause, quote, potential embarrassment. They're talking about a sealed letter from 2017 that's on sign stealing allegations that's about to be unsealed.
Oh shit, son. Oh, it is about to go down.
So here's where I stand on all this, in particular with the Yankees letter. Do I care that they were cheating?
Yes.
No.
That's a lie.
No.
Blatant lie.
No.
That is a blatant lie.
I don't care, because I can acknowledge that most. I don't want to say every team was doing some sort of sign stealing, cheating, but what I can say is that a vast majority of the competitive teams were doing it. So, do I think the Astros got railroaded and that they were scapegoats in all this? Yeah.
Let me guess. Yeah, you do? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were scapegoats. There were other teams that were doing it. The Yankees were clearly one of them. What I do care about in all of this is the hypocrisy. The Aaron Judges of the world that were coming at Jose Altuve, who, by the way, Joey, was not even using the sign stealing scheme in Houston, was he not?
No.
A guy like Aaron Judge slandering Jose Altuve because of loose affiliation. That's what I don't like about all this. If it comes out that the Yankees were doing some sign stealing shit and that Aaron Judge, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, his best fucking statistical season ever was 2017, and you're going to come at Jose Altuve, who wasn't even using the sign stealing scheme in Houston, and you were doing some shit too, that's just some cocky, arrogant shit where you thought, hey, we got Joe Torre up in the fucking MLB offices, so we're good here. We can just do whatever the fuck we want. We're not going to get caught for this shit.
What's irreparable? What is an act that could be considered so egregious that it's causing irreparable reputational damage? Irreparable. I want you to remember something before I go any further.
Sure.
That the motherfucker who sued the game of baseball, who sued the fucking union, all right, that guy is doing promotional work for the game of baseball, okay? Mm-hmm. So
say his name, Dallas.
Absolutely fucking not.
Dallas, say his name.
So you gotta come correct, Jared.
I mean, he's a close personal friend of mine. I've been to his house. I've been to his house. We've hung out. We've spent time together at his house.
Treasonous fucking scumbag. That's
yeah.
why.
I mean, hey, you know what? I had a great time. I wish you were there. I had a great time.
You fucking did.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice house.
Milk bag.
The only thing that buries you in this game so far is betting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Not steroids.
No.
Not spider tack.
Nope.
Not stealing signs baseball wise by leaning one way or leaning the other on second. Not using an Apple Watch or a fucking trash can.
Yeah.
It's betting.
Just
the only thing we are like.
There's one other thing. I've still yet to see Uga Urbina throw out a first pitch since he tried to kill people with a machete and light them on fire. Outside of that, once we get Uga Urbina Day, then we can say it's just betting. But I think they also drew the line at hacking people with a machete and lighting them on fire.
Fair to put that on his defense, though.
Because I'm okay. team Urbina. I think that the actions of Uga Urbina were justified. Free Oogie. But outside of that,
that might be a lonely camp that you're.
Yeah. Well, we believe in justice, and what were they? They were trying to steal his guns. What do you want him to do? Let him take them? No.
Am I the only one that just kind of scratches my head and thinks? So they're trying to steal your gun. Did you not have another one that you could have maybe shot them with instead of the whole fucking machete set them on fire thing? Like
he just went with the machete and some zip ties, and
right? Like, and he probably had to rifle over 3 or 4 pistols to get to the zip ties, and guy. Fucking no.
Well, the gun was too quick. It was too easy. He had to send a message.
It was personal.
It was definitely personal. It sounded very personal. So yeah, no, they draw the line there too, I guess. But that the book isn't closed. Like they've told Pete Rose to go fuck himself. There's still hope for Uga Urbina Day.
Fucking A. Yeah. I just hope the Hit King, gets a little help before the freaking machete chucker.
Yeah. You just never know.
But is it like we're laughing about it, but that's the truth.
Which part?
That well, I mean, I don't see like Oogie's not getting a bobblehead anytime soon.
I'll fucking make it myself.
There's nothing.
I would buy a minor league team just to invite Uga Urbina back to throw out a first pitch on Uga Urbina bobblehead day.
No. That's you're crossing the line.
He's been out of jail for a while. You don't believe in second chances, Dallas?
I didn't say I don't believe.
All right, so then what?
Chances.
He's been out the clink for like multiple years.
Okay, well, and he's doing a good job of laying low.
Let's get him on the podcast.
Yep. We should get him on the podcast. We should. Where is he? Where did this happen? We should go there.
Why do I want to say like
Venezuela? Yeah, let's go to Venezuela. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit.
He's been out of jail since 2012, dude. He is fully he's done his time.
He might have been in my last game.
Yeah, yep. he's been out the clink for a decade and hasn't gotten any more trouble. So for you to just say that he's not worthy of a bobblehead night or some sort of recognition for his
whoa.
on-field contributions.
I did not say that he wasn't worthy. All I simply
you said he has no place in baseball. That's what you said. Those are your words.
Whoa.
I said I don't think he's going to have a bobblehead anytime soon.
Were you there? Were you there when this went down by any chance?
Yeah.
No. You're pretty close to this story.
This
Urbina.
You know this story way too good.
I'm a big proponent of. He's a 2-time All-Star. He led the league in saves in 1999 with 41 saves. Also saved 40 games for the Red Sox in his second and final All-Star season in 2002. Yeah, I mean, like this is a guy. 237 career saves, and you just want to ban him, shun him from the spotlight, Dallas.
No, that's not.
Would you say that to his face? Would you say, "Hey, Oogie, get the fuck out of baseball. You don't have a home here"? Would you say that to his face?
Well, I mean, if I was provoked, and the spirit moved me.
We just celebrated Miguel Cabrera's 3,000th hit.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1,656 shy of Pete Rose.
Mm-hmm.
1,625 shy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a year left though on his contract.
Yeah, and you're talking about the machete chucker trying to get back in the game.
Mm.
Pete Rose is also on like Fox Sports, or he was doing what A-Rod's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's one foot in.
Glad someone had the balls to say his name.
Now he's got a betting podcast you can pay to get his picks.
There's a lot that I think it's fair to say there's a lot that Pete hasn't done to help himself. I think that is more than fair to say. I think that could be due in part to it just basically dragging on. Like, look, maybe some of the shit that has happened after the fact doesn't happen if Pete is welcomed back, right? Because you welcome him back into the fold, and now it's all good. Like, let him do what he's going to do.
Didn't they retired his number and put him in the Reds Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that didn't help. I feel like that was to kind of like give you like a little push on the swing to getting him into the Hall of Fame. Just no momentum came from that at all.
Whether you agree he should be in the Hall or not, I'm just talking about dudes that have screwed up and have been able to come back, and dudes that have screwed up and haven't been able to come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, I mean, we got positive tests that come back. We have cheaters, whether it's cheating or not cheating, come back. Whether it's relaying signs at second, relaying signs with an Apple Watch or a trash can that come back, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think what's going to come out of this letter is that the Yankees were using cameras not to look at signs, but the cameras were focused on the pitcher's grip on the baseball. I think that they were focused on the glove, not the catcher's glove, the pitcher's glove. I think that they were trying to steal pitches via pitcher grips. That's
there's nothing that you can steal via just the grip.
no. I mean, you can have a pretty good idea of what pitch is coming by looking at the grip.
No, what I'm saying is the hitter is what good does it do for Johnny to know that he's staring at a slider grip if he can't communicate that to
I'm sure it was communicated. I don't know how. I mean, like, obviously the way that the trash can was the way to communicate, and the I don't think that there were buzzers, but everyone was talking about buzzers.
Because what you're looking at is glove action, hand action, like placement, physical placement. Like, do you understand the teams have facial recognition software, Jared? And that when a player makes a certain face or does a certain thing when a certain pitch is called, you inherently have a reaction to it. Well,
it's
now
like poker.
Yeah, now I've got the face you make. I've got the tick. I've got the tell when that slider gets called.
That's insane.
Oh yeah, but that's fucking real. It's very real.
That's
Like,
insane.
I just went right here. There's lip biters.
Mm-hmm.
Lip biters. And that's going to tell you what pitch is coming.
Well, what's the craziest tip you've ever picked up on a pitcher, Johnny?
After he goes to a rosin bag.
Hook him.
Walks behind, throws a pitch, right? Maybe it's 1-2, and now it goes to 2-2. And he doesn't want to go to 3-2, so he takes the walk and he goes to the rosin bag. Now you need multiple of these to log, and it's not during a game, and you have to pay attention to it, and you have to think it's real. And you realize the last 6 times he's gone to the rosin bag, he's thrown a boom.
Slide piece.
Yeah, and it's 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how often are you going to get that? Well, he's probably going to go there one time a game. So now you need like 6, 7, 8 starts to log it. And who's nuts enough to log that? But I'd have to say that was one that I've had on people before.
Like, is there someone in the dugout that's paying attention to that and making notes? Or is that up to the hitter to kind of like care that much to
Depends on the organization, but absolutely yes. These days, that is what like Jared. There are people who have never thrown a baseball above the high school level who are game planning pitchers and catchers, and they're game planning their meetings, their sequences. And let me rewind for just a second and say, I tell you that they haven't thrown a pitch above high school, not as a knock, but just giving you an example of what kind of staffs exist out there in the baseball world and how large they are, and what it speaks to, how much attention is being paid to what's going on. So yes, there are absolutely people who are there to just analyze video of what I was talking about earlier, glove placement, hand placement. And it's you're running it through multiple filters, like 2-2, what does it look like? 1-2, what does it look like? 2-1, what does it look like? 3-1, what does it look like? 0-2, what does it look like? That it just, and there's, depending on which organization you are in and how much you value that information, that's gonna determine the size of your staff.
That's always crazy to me is how like when people say like baseball's boring, it's like you just don't understand what's going on. Like there is so much going on that I don't even think a casual fan could even begin to process, like how much is happening between so many different people that are involved all at the same time. It's crazy.
I say that all the time. And I say your love for the game will skyrocket when you figure out what is happening in between pitches, right? Look at the shortstop and second base with the open mouth to the glove. Who's covering, right? That fake steal at first base. It's just a fake steal. No, they want to see who's covering. Is it second base covering or shortstop covering the first and third? Why is the right fielder fading all the way to the other side? Because he's going to be throwing it outside. There's so much crap that happens in between pitches. And as we just talked about, like with the rosin bag tip and the freaking facial recognition and all this stuff, hitting is at a historical low.
Oh, man.
Right. So what side do we go on? How much are these guys helping? How much is the hit guru important? Has launch angle benefited everybody, or has it killed some people? Right.
Well, that's all based on, and I think, you can answer this, but look, the reason that stuff is getting hammered out is because of the compensation. Straight up. That's what, like, we're trying to attack the baseball this way because producing these results are what gets you drafted/paid.
Well, I think which is real interesting right now, and for the first time, I'd say about like 6 years in, with 30 organizations, you legitimately have an offense and a defensive coordinator like football, right? Like, we run the West Coast offense, or we run the run and gun, or we do this. Like, you go to organizations and they absolutely will not do one thing, and you go to the other org and they value that more than anything.
Yeah. It could be as simple as teamwork, right?
Yep. We don't do or ice. We don't ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ice.
Yeah. Don't ice. Or we have ice tubs, or we have ice. Yeah. It's all over the board, man. There's only 30 of them, and they're all extremely different.
Yep.
And how teams like freaking Tampa can just bring in someone throwing 100 every single year that's homegrown. And you look at some of these other orgs, and they haven't hit on a draft pick in the last 15 years, just one, offense or defense.
Yeah, nothing.
Do you think that like at Major League Baseball will address the drop or noticeable drop in offense by switching up the baseballs midseason? Or do you think they're just going to ride it out as a full season experiment, or will they wait until the second half to switch out baseballs?
Probably second half.
Yeah. Like if we're talking 2019,
it might not be under their control.
What do you mean? Like Rawlings?
No, like based on the amount of product that's out there and the specific product that's out there, meaning based on the amount of quote unquote mixed bags of baseballs that are already in circulation and in storage waiting to be put into circulation. What would have to happen is imagine a a mass unified delivery of baseballs to 30, probably I would say 30 ballparks, but maybe only 15 ballparks, but 30 clubs at some point in time, because you're going to have these baseballs on hand, but these balls are going to have to take the place of all of the inventory that you already have.
Yeah, the only way you can really do that is, like the postseason, like there's a stamp on the ball, right? Like we have to use the new shipment of the stamp on the ball. So if they want to come with some new second half tribute stamp, then that's really the only way. Like Dallas said, it's like the only way to not get the old balls and the new balls is you got to get the one with the friggin' 2022.
What if I told you that one of the reasons, maybe the reason, just maybe, that the offense is down is because that thing you're talking about right now, that thing that you would fear, you're already living in that moment where there's a mixed bag of baseballs in circulation right now. And that's why there's nothing that can be done about it, because you're going to have to ride this out. I literally can't tell you which ball is which. And because of that, well, play it out. Got to play it out. Sorry, got to play it out. Or like you said, create a whole nother surplus, put a stamp on it and identify it. Because the beautiful part about that, Johnny, is the baseballs are stamped on the inside of them, which and that allows for them to be tracked, and that allows for them to be identified what year they were made, which batch they came from. So that allows you to understand what protocol they were produced under. And wouldn't it be weird if you got a baseball with this number on it that was supposed to be from this batch, and you got a baseball with this number on it that was supposed to be from that batch? And it's like, wait a minute, this number here tells me that this ball flies. This number here tells me that this is one of the balls that does not fly. Why are these two balls in the same baseball game right now? What's going on here?
But
I don't know if
you're going to blame it on the baseball, wouldn't it be the same shit as last year?
What's that?
Because that's what happened last year. They had put two different type of balls.
Mm-hmm.
So the stats should be the same as last year, but now they're even lower.
And that's all part of continuing to try to push a certain product into the game, right? But the idea is you have to continue. You have to try to flood the market with the whole mixed bag initially, and then from there, if you're trying to deaden offense, you're continuing to just roll out these balls under this certain protocol.
I mean, from my debut in 03 to 15, without agent, but I never blamed a negative result on the ball, right? I never was like fly ball to the warning track. Like, fuck, these are new balls. Like either I got it or I didn't get it. So, but maybe they didn't screw around with the balls as much. I've heard dudes, from AA to AAA, that's a big difference too. Cause then you go to the big league balls once you go to AAA. Yeah. And I've heard dudes that say last year, 2 years ago, that were 40 feet. I talked to this kid that he didn't take batting practice. His routine wasn't in center field because he wanted to hit homers and he loved hitting homers to feel good. So he wouldn't go to center field because he couldn't hit homers to center. He gets called up to AAA and he's launching balls to center field. Like one day, like Sunday, no homers to center, Monday over the batter's eye. And he was like, yeah, balls juiced fast.
See, and that's just a completely different player.
Yeah.
Right? You're evaluating that guy differently. And I said this, Joey, 2.5 years ago, dude. I said the best way for baseball to get themselves to a point where they can understand what type of athletes they actually have, what type of players they actually have, would be to reduce the performance of the baseball so that you're then measuring basically raw skills, right? Kind of like hitting a pair of socks, if you will. Who can hit the pair of socks the farthest? From there, we got an idea of what kind of athlete we're dealing with, what kind of hitter we have. Because if you can use the opposite field, great, that's going to show up. If you can use the opposite field with power, then that's really going to show up here. But I can't run the risk of him getting to like AA and then becoming a completely different player based on the ball he's using. Because now he means something much more to me. If that's a middle infielder who's just gone from a 10 to 15 homer guy to now, are we talking 25, maybe 30 because of the fucking ball he's using? Like, it's a completely different animal. The way I structure my roster is completely different. So you got to reduce the performance of the actual tool to get a feel for what kind of tools you have in your tool shed.
They fucked themselves by getting into the ball business, man. Changed the ball once.
They protected themselves, Joey.
How?
No,
I'm not talking about like buying Rawlings, but when they changed it the first time, and now it's never-ending changes.
Well,
they're going to start making new balls every month.
You feel like you're chasing your
numbers were up.
Yeah, you feel like you're chasing your tail to either get back to where you were or avoid being in the spot that you created by fiddling around with the ball in the first place.
Yeah, and then people just complain no matter what. I mean, how many people the first 2 weeks of the season before these stats came out were like, dude, what the fuck? These are different balls. And then the stats come out, everyone's like, I can't even watch anymore.
Well,
no one person said it.
Players will tell you. That's the thing.
I'm talking about fucking people on Twitter, the important people, the fans, Dallas.
Oh yeah.
I was just reading something. Johnny will appreciate this. Tony Gwynn could have gone 0 for 1,199 at the end of his career and still finished as a 300 hitter.
Yep. It's an absolute fact.
It is.
It's an absolute fact. Never hit into a shift.
Yeah. What a beast.
Yep.
What a G.
Is there anything that we didn't hit on that we wanted to? Dallas, did you have any thoughts on Cody Bellinger? Is that something that you felt super passionate about?
No, not really passionate about. Just saw that he's starting to actually hit the baseball, which I know Cody's excited about. I'm excited about for Cody.
Mm-hmm. Dodgers took 2 out of 3.
Well, I was going to say, like, now you got to fucking factor Cody Bellinger into that lineup as well. Like, good God. You know, for all the talk about what that team looks like and what that team is going to be capable of doing over the course of this season, you know, I don't know how much stock was being put in or how many apples were being thrown into the basket of Cody Bellinger to carry.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have given up on Cody. He's coming into play on Monday, hitting 273, 333 on base, 915 OPS.
Yeah, there's just so many other guys in that lineup that can shoulder the production load. I mean, there's honestly, like, it feels like you almost turn to I get these fucking dudes mixed up all the time, and I don't know why. It's not Christian. It's Austin Barnes.
Yeah.
Depending on who's Austin Barnes. Like, you might even lean on Austin Barnes before you lean on Cody Bellinger. And he's a fucking backup catcher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He can swing it though.
But that's just, I think that speaks to the depth of their club, and what Cody Bellinger then provides is just like, you're right back to laughing out loud again when you think about this lineup.
Yeah. Shout out to Jake Cronenworth, broke up an 0 for 25 with a dinky little infield single, which immediately turned into a homer. That usually happens.
Jake, I need the weather in Boston right now. It's a little gloomy out here in the Bay Area. How you guys doing out in Beantown?
He's dying. He might not even be awake.
I haven't been outside in 3 days, so I'm not the guy to ask.
Unfucking believable. Well, that's been your weather report for Boston.
Yeah. It's 54 degrees, partly cloudy, high of 56, low of 44. Looks like it's going to stay in the 50s all night until about 10 p.m. where it creeps down into the high.
What's crazy about that AL East, like Baltimore, right? It's probably shoot in for last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what if they're not?
Oh?
That is a complete and utter fucking crumble job.
We have officially the hottest take in baseball is dead history. Jonny Gomes coming in with a what if the Orioles don't finish in last this year?
Think about it.
Johnny, just so you're aware, they've always finished last, and it feels
always. I totally agree, but I'm just thinking, what if they're not? Because they're actually, it's just 1 from the Sox, 2. I mean, it's still early, but it's what if? Fuck, that would be a complete utter fire sale.
Oh, this is gonna. That is gonna be RDT's fucking pin tweet. Is you saying, "What if? What if?" Yeah, Jake, we need that clipped up. We need that clipped off. What if?
I don't know. They're going against the fucking Yanks, right? 4-game set. What if they sweep them? They're tied for first.
Then they got the Red Sox this weekend.
Right after. I'm just saying, what if they're not last?
and then they've got 5 more months of baseball to play.
Oh yeah, by the way, John Means. We didn't mention this. John Means, that sucks. Yep, going under the knife. That's a big blow to the Orioles' not last chances.
Yeah, I mean, I would fucking pick them 20%, 20 out of 20 to be last. But what if? Holy fuck.
I'm guaranteeing that they finish in last place, but what if they don't?
That is because Johnny, I'll say this. I just watched them. They just came into town. They've got a decent bullpen.
Yeah.
They've got a decent bullpen.
Are they still top 5?
They got the only dude who was 30-30.
I would think so. Yeah. Said Mully.
Think about it.
Yeah. They also have a guy, Felix Bautista, who's listed at, I'll never get over this. They have this dude listed. Can you just look up somebody Google image a picture of Felix Bautista right now? And just so you have this human being in your line of sight. So you're staring at him. And once you have that up, let me know, because I want you to know that Baseball Reference wants you to believe that this guy is 6'5" and 190 pounds. That's what Baseball Reference wants you to believe. That Felix Bautista is 6'5", 190. Now, if we could just go around the horn here and quickly get a gauge on what each of you would think Felix Bautista is as far as height and weight is concerned, because I do not believe that Felix Bautista is 6'5", 190.
I'll take the over.
He's a fucking large dude.
Oh my God. He's massive.
I got the over.
Yeah. I've got him 6'7", maybe 6'8", like 230.
Yeah, I got the over all day long.
I feel like players lie about their height to see. Why would you lie to seem shorter if
nobody ever does that, Jared?
Yeah.
I sometimes have to do that. Like,
you've never had
sometimes I'm just like, just put 5'10".
Never in your life have you had to do that.
I just don't need people being like, he's fucking handsome, successful, and he's 6 feet. Like, I don't need people like, you give yourself like something to be like, yeah, he's 5'10" to humble yourself.
Jared said last week on this very podcast, Johnny, that being 5'10" basically equated you to being was it little bitch? Is that what you said, Jared?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
All I said was that I thought Tommy Pham was sub 6 feet, and that I have stood in front of Luke Voit multiple times. I was like, I can't beat Luke Voit in a fight. And I know that Tommy Pham is like a trained MMA guy, but like, so am I. So I don't know. I don't think I could beat Luke Voit. That's just me being honest and humble. I don't think I could beat Luke Voit in a fight. So if I couldn't, then I don't think Tommy Pham could. But then people were telling me that he's like 6'2".
Yeah, Jared was on the doorstep of calling Tommy Pham out.
You just said you could beat Tommy Pham's ass. Fuck Tommy Pham up.
Stir that pot.
Don't back
Stir
away
that
now,
pot.
man.
I think he's 6'2", and I thought he was more 5'10", 5'11".
What's our guy Marcus Stroman gonna say about this height stuff? Right, he's not too worried about it.
No, he's not worried about it. It's height don't measure heart. Right? What is it?
It's it. Height don't measure heart.
Yes.
I've been trying to get Jared a sponsorship for
but it doesn't make sense because like I'm basically 6 feet.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, no. He like Stroman's like 5'6". I'm like if I really like,
you two are in the same row on picture day. That's all you have.
no,
to
we're
know.
not. No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not even in the same area code. He's like 5'6", and I'm like a shade under 6 feet.
Hey, just fucking take a knee and hold the sign. All right.
I would have to take a knee to
Indian style. Crisscross applesauce.
I'm like 6 feet. I've stood next to Jonny Gomes.
Yeah, I got you a 6.
Yeah.
I got you, especially with spikes on. And
That's what I'm
playing
saying.
Right field in the show.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, none of those things are true.
That's not true. Big league arm. Confirmed
Big league
by a
arm.
big leaguer. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Big league arm. Basically 6 feet. Could beat Tommy Pham in a fight.
Dude, Tommy Pham just DM'd me the other day. I'm gonna have to let him know.
You know, I'm looking at the standings here, and we're talking about the unwritten rule.
Mm-hmm.
What if like playoffs and play-ins had something to do with run differential?
I was going to say that. Yes. So yesterday, when the whole Nats Giants thing came up, I was like, we can stop bitching about this real quick if run differential were a factor for like
Joey said-
tiebreakers.
Joey talked about this when we first talked about the Gabe Kapler incident, not Gabe Kapler incident, but him addressing this whole shebang. I remember that. I remember Joey saying, well, it's because it is tied to this.
I think it is now. There's
Yeah,
something,
is it?
there's some
Yeah.
something. There's one of the things that can't be game 163 now. I
I
think.
think it's like 7th on the list type of deal.
Yes.
But if you look at the NL Central right here, you know, Milwaukee's in 2nd with a -2. Cubs are in 4th with a +19. Weird.
Yeah.
Well, the Cubs just that's what I wanted to bring up that I forgot. The
Cubs just scored 21 fucking runs, Johnny, against the fucking Buccos.
Yeah, the Cubs have the run differential that they have because they beat Dallas Braden's Pittsburgh Pirates by a score of 21-0.
Who do
Pittsburgh
not have
took that series.
No.
Didn't they get throttled all series?
No.
They won yesterday.
Yeah,
They're in the
they
handshake
took that
line talking
series.
shit.
No.
Yeah,
Let me see.
Bro, the Pirates are hot. Jared.
Yeah.
Pirates are playing 500 baseball right now, gentlemen. Let's not get
That was the only game they won that series.
God damn, Johnny, you're an idiot. No, Pittsburgh won the fucking series
4-3. They won the opener. 4-2. They lost. They caught an L 21-0, and then they won 4-3.
Yeah,
That's
they
nuts.
lost that series like 26-4, but won the series. But the run differential.
Oh man, yeah, they scored 12 runs. They were outscored 29-12 and took 3 out of 4.
If the season were to end today, the Pirates would finish with a 500 record. Not enough people are talking about that.
They got outscored 29-12 and took 3 out of 4.
That means you win all the important at bats. You win all the important innings. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do it.
That's how you raise it, Carrabis.
Is there anyone from the Pirates organization reached out to you for some sort of like ambassador like agreement deal? Like I feel like that's I mean obviously their owners are not smart people, but there has to be someone in marketing somewhere that is aware of the show and your allegiance to them. Like you would be the first. You look like a Pirate. Why wouldn't you utilize the Dallas Braden brand?
I mean, I'm here. Somebody make a phone call.
Are you allowed to do that as an employee of the Oakland A's?
I don't think I'm allowed to do that. But, you know, I'm here to push the envelope.
There's got to be a way.
I mean, I literally flew the Pirate flag for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that cost me my job at ESPN.
What?
What?
I mean, it didn't really. We
Yeah,
laugh and joke about it because it was in the era where, you know, people are still not having much fun while doing television and enjoying baseball. And I didn't operate that way. So I went out to the rotunda and hung out with some real Pirates fans, the renegades of the Rotunda, if you will, was brought into the fold. And they asked me, hey, you want to fucking fly this flag? And I said, if you're asking me to fly your flag, I'll fucking fly your flag. You bet your ass I'll fly your flag. So I grabbed that flag after they dressed me up, Jared. Hat, patch, vest, whole nine. I was basically Jack fucking Sparrow out there. And I took off full sprint, Jolly Roger in tow, getting the fans all jacked up.
So is this like a situation where it's
2
like
days later I was fired at ESPN.
Right. Is that like a situation where you're kind of just like chasing the dragon now? Like you had that pirate high and you've just been chasing it ever since?
I want it again. I want my bones to come to rest in a sea dungeon, just like old One-Eyed Willie on the Goonies.
Yeah. The A's don't
craziest
go
part
to
about
Pittsburgh.
that story is that there was a time where the Pirates were on ESPN.
Yeah. That's
There
true.
was a time.
Was that 13-ish? 12, 13?
14.
14.
No, shit, actually, excuse me. That was 17? Might have been 17. 16.
Not even close.
Was that when Jake Arrieta went in there and shoved?
That was 15.
15, yeah. Because that place, like you're talking about, Dallas, is miserable, but can fucking rock.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those are the Pittsburgh Steeler fans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
don't sleep on them for 1 minute.
Yeah. When they want to show up and all they need is a winning record, that place fucking rocks.
Yeah. I mean, that was like Johnny Cueto was so rattled by that crowd that he like dropped the ball on the mound.
Yep.
Yeah, they fucking lose their mind.
Yeah.
They deserve it. They deserve a winning record. Right, 500 right now. We're going to leave it at that.
I'm just saying, if there were one organization in Major League Baseball that I could force an ownership change to bring in someone who is serious about winning, I think I would make that force change in Pittsburgh. It's a fucking awesome
And you're appointing me the
sports city. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an awesome sports city. And I feel like we're being robbed of like Rogers Center vibes in Pittsburgh because of the ownership group there.
Yeah, things would be very, very different there.
What, Joey? What organization would you pick? You get to force out ownership and bring in like a Stephen Cohen type clone.
Probably the Reds, man.
That's a good pick.
The Reds.
The Reds deserve it.
Yeah.
Reds fans deserve it. Yeah, they deserve it.
I'm not sure it's ownership or not, but I need Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in the ALCS and then the World Series. Before they're 36 and 7 years old and Trout.
What the fuck did you call him? Sheho?
Sheho. Right? I make nicknames up.
Right?
Okay. I took a fucking 15-hour flight to play in Japan to face that fucking guy. Okay?
You faced him?
Yeah, in Japan before he even came here. Okay. This guy threw a fucking 95-mile-an-hour frisbee that started behind me and went to the other side. And I was like, yeah, he's going to make it. He's going to be all right. And then proceeded to hit a ball off the roof of the fucking Tokyo Dome. And I was like, what is this hybrid of a freaking alpha male?
He hit a ball. Did he hit a ball through the Tokyo Dome?
The back wall.
Probably does whatever he wants. But I need those two dudes in the ALCS and beyond.
Who was the one that
that's
actually
ownership?
Was that him that hit the ball into the roof? Like it went, that was him?
Yeah.
Mashobe.
I did not realize that. I mean, I've seen the clip where the ball just like disappears into the roof and everyone's like, where the fuck is it? It's
What the fuck?
I think the only other dudes that have done that were Barry Bonds and David Ortiz.
David Ortiz hit one in like through the back wall in which is crazier. Like I asked him about this when I got
like the one he hit in Tokyo against us in the opening series went through the fucking back wall.
Yeah. So this was in 2005. They did some sort of MLB showcase against like a Japanese all-star team because I know Daisuke Dice K was in the dugout, and he was in like the Cebu Lions jersey, but they weren't playing the Cebu Lions, so it must have been like the what is it, the Nippon League?
Ham Fighters.
Yeah. So they David hit a home run that literally went to the fucking back wall. It was estimated at like 511 feet, and that clip, it took place maybe a week after the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004. Like, they won the fucking World Series. Like, that dude carried the Boston Red Sox to a World Series title, their first in 86 years, and had to have been exhausted from that experience, coming back against the Yankees, throttling the St. Louis Cardinals, partying your dick off in the city of Boston from winning that title. And then you got to get on a plane to Japan and embarrass this dude that I don't even know who the pitcher was. But that's crazy to be able to hit the longest home run of your career after all the energy that you just exerted to do all that shit. That's why he's Big Papi.
Well, hey, that's the fucking journey our man Jonny Gomes is about to take.
Yeah.
International fucking masher, baby.
That's right. I have homered in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Dominican, and Japan.
Love that. Has there been anybody to homer on all 7 continents? Probably not Antarctica. We got to get you there. We got to make that happen.
Don't challenge me with a good time.
Why can we not do that? Why can we not? We get to Antarctica. We set up a fucking blitzball wiffle ball stadium. Yep. You go yard there, and we get you the Guinness World Record for homering on every continent.
Has anyone ever done that?
Come in.
No,
Gerrit.
Nobody's ever done that.
Well, I'm not going to give up a homer. We can have Dallas. I mean, you mash lefties. I don't think that you'd probably be able to barrel me up, but Dallas, being a lefty
here, buddy.
Yeah. Point still stands.
I'm playing for the team here. I want.
That's but see, the thing is, that was.
For those who are listening,
no.
Jonny just showed Jared the video that he has of Alex Bregman taking Jared into free parking.
Yeah, no. So that
I was just trying to get Pocket Radar a shout out. It just turns out like.
I had already struck him out by that point.
No, that's false.
Yeah, I did. I had already struck him out by that point, and I think that's the only time. That's the second time he swung the bat. And we had an agreement where I was only throwing heaters. So not to make it, this is not a trash can joke, but he did know what was coming. So if I was able to throw off speed, I don't know that he still hits that homer. If I had literally anything else in the world for him to think about, he doesn't hit that homer. He knew it was the straight fastball challenge.
Was that a blitz ball?
Is that fair?
No, that was a.
It's not fair at all. Thank you for saying that, because I know that these two gentlemen obviously were not going to be on my side on this, but it was only heaters, and if I was able to break them off a little bit, the 1-1 split, then you're talking about a completely different outcome, Jonny.
Jared, share with the class why you didn't want to go to the wrinkle 1-1, because the last time on that trip that Jared tried to throw a little wrinkle.
No, that was a hook. That wasn't the 1-1 split. No.
I hit the ball so goddamn hard. The ball waffled. We had to use a different ball. The ball was no longer usable.
That's not it. That's not it.
It looked like a fucking Bosu ball.
It was a dinky little get me over deuce.
No.
There was no snap to it. There was no bite to it. Because I was trying to build up Dallas's confidence, because I just diced them
out of the parking lot for me taking a shit on the wiffle ball in public.
Yeah,
but we made it.
But we'll see.
Final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
I already gave some love to the Seattle Mariners. Our Seattle Mariners, the first place Seattle Mariners. Byron Buxton.
Yeah.
The fuck? You kidding me? The first place Minnesota Twins. They've won 4 straight ball games, 2 tanks, for Byron Buxton on Sunday, including a walk-off bomb. By the way, your boy Liam
walk-off. Record-setting walk-off.
Why was it record-setting?
469 feet, right? Or is that what it was? 469 or 471, some shit like that. It's the farthest walk-off homer in Twins history.
Interesting. I mean, that's basically since 2015.
It's really cool.
I don't care. I'm not trying to take away from it. Tell your boy Liam Hendricks, maybe don't throw a heater right down the cock to one of the most talented offensive performers in Major League Baseball. Maybe just let him know that.
I just love the fact that everybody in baseball is now rallying around the keep Byron Buxton healthy thing. It's been a thing for a while for folks who have watched baseball closely, know what type of animal Byron Buxton is, but this dude's athleticism and his tools are next level. And you haven't been able to really get a look at all of them in circuit because he's been banged up here, nicked here, and for it all to come together, you're watching a dude who a lot of people truly feel like tools wise is as good as it gets.
Yeah. Dallas, without looking, what is Byron Buxton's slugging percentage this year?
I'm going to say...
He's looking.
No, I'm not.
You'll see.
I'm going to say 732.
946.
Jesus Christ.
He's slugging. Put it this way. Everyone is, and rightfully so, we're all happy for him. Everyone is blowing Cody Bellinger for the season that he's had to start the year. Hopefully comeback player of the year candidate. Byron Buxton's slugging percentage is higher than Cody Bellinger's OPS.
Yeah, he's slugging a good OPS.
Yeah.
He's slugging an OPS that puts you in elite performer territory.
The potentially MLB or at least league leading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever leads the majors, especially in a down offensive year, whoever leads the majors in OPS this year, it'll probably be around there, like 950.
How many players had 1,000 OPS or higher at the end of last season?
3? Maybe? Less than 10. 2? Shohei.
Soto.
Bryce.
Harper.
Oh, Bryce. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Byron Buxton's hitting 351 with a 1361 OPS.
Also, quick little shout out to my man Frankie Montas,
future Red Sox. Yeah,
stop it.
He is.
He had 47 consecutive starts where he had not entered the 8th inning, had not recorded an out in the 8th inning, and it was something that him and I had joked about, had talked about, and his last outing, he got 1 out in the 8th inning. So he broke a streak of 47 straight outings in which he'd gone 7 innings or fewer. So congratulations to Frankie Montas on his 7 1/3 inning outing against the Texas Rangers.
Wow, future Red Sox. Joey, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just happy to be here. I love to, good. Everything was awesome.
Everything's awesome.
Sorry for sniffing the mic last week. Hopefully,
yeah, you were getting sniff shamed. You're getting sniff shamed last week. I didn't love that.
Yeah, well, fuck them, dude. They don't have my best interest in mind. Anyway.
Right.
And I have allergies, and so fucking.
So I have allergies. I think we should organize an allergy awareness 5K for Joey.
I got my fucking that shit. It's medicine.
Look at he's got to keep that thing on him.
Ghost pack.
Yeah, I was just
Ghost pack it up.
He's got a fucking Z pack for breakfast. Joey just trying to kick that syphilis.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, for the first time coming on here, I did enjoy your insight. So you can tell these guys to shit in their hat while you take your dose pack. And I enjoy your insight.
Appreciate it.
Johnny, do you have any final thoughts?
Do Do I have any final thoughts?
Anyone you want to like show some love to, maybe?
I'm out here in the valley, and I don't know if you've seen Merrill Kelly's stats.
Oh, look, I see you. I see you.
Okay.
I see you.
And when I say we're light on excitement out here with the D-backs, my man's got a 0.59. I mean, he's probably winning the Cy Young today. Okay, I don't know. He's going against this other guy today for the Dodgers, but being close out here to the D-backs, that's it. You know, who has a better year, Christian Yelich or Bellinger?
Ooh,
Yelich.
Belly.
You think so?
Well, you know what? As soon as I said that, I was like, Cody Bellinger's got a pretty solid supporting cast around him that allows him to have little to no pressure.
Yelich hit that grand slam, and it's about all he's done this year so far. 192, 629 OPS. Just the one homer, which was the grand slam. It's accounted for half the runs he's driven in.
You know what? I'll say Bellinger because, unfortunately, I think
because you don't have the fucking balls to stick with.
Because unfortunately,
Christian
I think some of the
Yelich,
stuff that Yelich is dealing with is physical, and I don't know if that's stuff that you just readily get over, or if it's a matter of figuring out how to play with what you're dealing with.
So what you're saying is you don't have the fucking balls to back Christian Yelich. You don't have the balls, Dallas,
Christian Yelich
to
is
say
on my fantasy team.
Christian Yelich can overcome whatever it is that's ailing him.
He's on my fantasy team.
To become the comeback player of the year in the National League, you're going to pick Cody Bellinger because you are a sackless,
because I like
ballless.
Cody Bellinger's ability to make an adjustment, and I think that's
Christian Yelich just bought a whole bar of beers. This one's on me.
Yeah,
love that.
Quality dude, quality human.
All right, well. Jonny, we appreciate you coming by, talking some baseball with us. Is this something that you want to do like every now and then? You want to hang out with us?
I would love to hang out with Joey more often. Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't like me and Dallas?
I love you and Dallas. I love it. I love it. I love how feelings get hurt and then they get made up and then they get hurt and then they get made up. And then there's a whole bunch of excuses and then we talk baseball. So much action. So it's emotional roller coaster.
It really is. That's podcasting, baby.
Yeah.
It's a lot of feelings. It's a lot of feelings. When you go to London?
I go to London. The event is July 7th.
Oh, so we got time.
Yep. And I'll do it from London too, right? Let's get this fucking thing global.
All right, you're crazy.
Basket of fish and chips. Let's do it.
Be right in front of fucking Big Ben or on one of those double-decker fucking buses or in one of those things my kids call the red box. With the red box. It's a fucking payphone. No idea.
No idea.
No, that's comedy. Yeah. No clue what a payphone is.
All right, we'll be back on Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday.
We go.
Here you go.